Hello. Right. Now it is 10:05. We can start the lecture. I think Ashinsha, you are participating. Okay. So I I am welcome you all for on behalf of Infotech International Asia Campus. Today we are going to start our third lecture in educational administration. Can you hear me, the Achinsha? Can you respond me? Right, chat. Please move window away from the shared application. I think you can hear me, Ashinsha. Can you respond me? Yes, madam. Right. Okay. Okay. In this way, that is good. Right. We can start our lecture. Educational administration. Today, lecture number 3. Right. Today we are discussing about administration and management of secondary schools of Sri Lanka. Right. That means administration of secondary schools of Sri Lanka. Now we'll see our education system is Sri Lanka's education system. There, you can see. Shall I make it big? Right. This is I think it is clear for you. In the early childhood development, uh, that is in the primary section, and preschool starting, and then primary education is from grade 1 to 5. That is, we know from grade 1 to grade 5 is our primary education, and the secondary education is this junior secondary education and the senior secondary education. Now in the junior secondary education, it is having grade 6 to 9, and in the senior secondary education is having grade 10 and 11, and there are two secondary educations. The one is GCE O level, that is grade 10 to 11, and the other is GCE A level, grade 12 to 13. Right. So now this is our secondary education, junior secondary education, and the senior secondary uh, education. Now, senior secondary education is having another two, that is from grade 10 to 11 and grade 12, 13. So these are the ones we are talking about from grade 6 to grade 9, grade 10 to 11, and grade 12 and 13. So this is we known as a secondary education. And after that, from GCE A level, it is goes to tertiary education. Those who are past GCE A level very well, and who are qualified to the university, they will enter to the university undergraduate education. And some students, those who are not qualified for the universities, they can enter to professional and non-university tertiary education. Um, and after that, they all can get to the postgraduate education also, because some exams are there, and finally they can go to graduation level and come to the postgraduate level. And those who are not qualified to the universities can go to vocational training, technical training, and advanced technical education. Right. Today we are talking about this secondary education. So junior secondary education, senior secondary education, and senior secondary education O level, and senior secondary education A level. Right. We'll move to next slide. Right now, uh, right, Sri Lankan secondary education system. Right. Sri Lankan secondary education system structure. Sri Lanka's secondary education structure is from grade 6 to grade 13, and it is split into junior secondary. Now, I have earlier explained junior secondary means grade 6 to grade 9, and senior secondary is coming next, that is grade 10 to grade 13. With major national exams with GCE ordinary level, and after grade 11, broad qualification enters to GCE level GCE advanced level, that is A levels, with specific streams of arts, science, commerce, and finally they will get the university entrance. So this is we are today talking about. Right. Now we'll see what are the ages of these categories and remarks of each category. Primary school, it is grade 1 to 5, and it is compulsory education. And junior secondary is also compulsory education, but it is the age is 11 to 14, and senior secondary is 15 to age 15 to 16, and it is not compulsory. That is, after grade 11 they can they can enter to a vocational training or any other trainings. And these grade 12, 13 are we known as it is also not compulsory, because if the student is not going to grade 10 and 11, they will sometimes select after grade 9, they will select some other type of trainings. So that this is we known as a senior secondary is not considered as a compulsory, as well as grade 12 and 13 also be considered as a non-compulsory, but grade 1 to 5 is compulsory, and grade 6 to 9 is we known as compulsory education in Sri Lanka. Right. Next one is administration and management of secondary schools of Sri Lanka. Now, administration and management of secondary schools of Sri Lanka is involved in five-tier system. That is the uh, actually we said for the administration and management there are five-tier systems. That means the Ministry of Education is helping, and the Ministry of Education Services also helping, and the National Education Commission also helping, and provincial ministries and Department of Education is also helping, and zonal education officers also helping. So these are the five-tier system we want to administrate or manage secondary schools of Sri Lanka. MOE is Ministry of Education, MOES is Ministry of Education Services, and NEC is National Education Commission, and then provincial ministries and Department of Education, so under the province, and then the zonal officers with schools at operational level. So these are the five-tier system that helps to manage secondary schools of Sri Lanka. Right. Then we are moving to the Ministry of Education and we'll see what are the functions or responsibilities having for the Ministry of Education. Now, if I explain this one, මේ මේක දැක්ක ගමන්ම අපිට ඇත්තටම සිංහලෙන් මේකේ දාලා තියෙන අධ්‍යාපන අමාත්‍යාංශය සහ Ministry of Education කියලා මේක දැක්ක ගමන්ම අපිට තේරෙන්න ඕනේ මේක අපේ අධ්‍යාපන ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ තියෙන අධ්‍යාපන අමාත්‍යාංශයේ වෙබ්සයිට් එකේ තියෙන අඳුරගන්න තියෙන රූප සටහන. එතකොට now I will explain what are the responsibilities of the Ministry of Education. First one is making a national education policy. The policy making is the responsibility of the Ministry of Education because the other the departments or other government organization, they will not responsible for this. Only place that responsible is National Education, Ministry of Education to prepare national education policy, and they will responsible for that. And the second one is planning curriculum. Now, under the curriculum studies also, we have talk about that the Ministry of Education is planning the curriculum. Normally, within 5 years' time, not within 5 years, after 5 years' time, normally the curriculum should be changed according to the society needs of the society. So, to change the curriculum, there should be a good plan. Nowadays also you have noticed and you have heard about now it's going to implement the new curriculum 2026, that means this year, but there are some problem. So that is also some sort of planning, and sometimes it is the getting responsibility to the correct person. So now it will be a little bit problem for grade 6, but grade 1 is no problem, and the grade 1 curriculum, the new curriculum is going to implement, but in the grade 6 the implementation will be postponed to 2026. So the Ministry of Education is responsible for planning as well as making a new curriculum after 5 years time. Normally, the curriculum should be revised after 5 years' time, but in Sri Lanka, I think it is going to implement this time new curriculum after 10 years or more than 10 years. So the making a good curriculum, and the curriculum which is matching for the social needs of social needs, and what are the needs of the society. So according to that, the curriculum should be planned, and make the new curriculum is essential. And the Ministry of Education is responsible for the staff recruitment. Staff recruitment is the getting the given new appointments to the education sector. That means teachers, administrative officers, and other school helping staff. So the staff recruitment is a responsible of the Ministry of Education. And next one is management of school system. Now, under the Ministry of Education, all the schools is managing, but directly they will sometimes not not managing the schools, because it's very difficult to manage all schools by the Ministry of Education. That is why the education is not fully centralized, it is partially centralized. That means the Ministry of Education is managing all the schools in our country, but some responsibilities given to the provincial councils also. That is why we said that our education is partially centralized education. because the responsibility is having the Ministry of Education, and the provincial education officers also helping to help to the management of the school system. Right. Now, under the oh, yes, under the central administration, Ministry of Education Services also there. Now we have talked about the Ministry of Education, and Ministry of Education Services also there. So it will focuses on supplying. Just a minute, if I finish this one, right. Now I will come to here. Right. Now, no problem. Uh, Ministry of Education, we have discussed this one, and then now coming to under the central administration, there are Ministry of Education Services also. So that is focused on supply physical facilities for general education, that physical supply facilities for the general education. Physical facilities means resources that need for schools, example, books and other materials that need for class work. So these things will be supplied by Ministry of Education Services, as well as the human resources also sometimes supplied by Ministry of Education Services. And the next one is National Education Commission. National Education Commission is advises the president on national education policy and helps set the national standards and norms. That means the National Education Commission is responsible for the president. President of president. That means the National Education Commission is advise how to do the changes in the educational sector, and sometimes the National Education Commission given the true picture of the school administration, as well as how the schools are going on in Sri Lanka. So that is doing by National Education Commission. Sometimes they will collect data from schools, all the schools in Sri Lanka, and it will gives to the president, and they will show that our education is in this way, and sometimes they will advise the president to change some areas of the education, because according to the society needs, we will have to change some requirements. So that is the function of the National Education Commission, advise the president on national education policy and helps set the national standards and norms. Right. Now you know the functions of the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Education Services and National Education Services. Now all these are helping for the secondary school management of Sri Lanka. Right. Then we are coming to the next slide, that is provincial ministries and zonal officers. Now the provincial ministries and zonal officers, they are handle regional management and supervision of schools. Now this, you know that Ministry of Education can't supervise all the schools, so that there are 9 provinces in our country, and the provincial ministries and the zonal officers take responsibility of supervision of the school. The supervision of school is very important for the reach to their correct goal. Otherwise, sometimes some schools will not reach to the schools and gives good education to the schools. So that supervision is very important, as well as the management is also need to find out whether the management is in the proper way or if it is not in the proper way. So the provincial ministries and zonal officers are helping to supervision and the management of the secondary schools in Sri Lanka. School-based management. This is a new thing. School-based management initiatives increasingly developing some decision-making authority to individual schools to improve quality and performance. School-based management is initiatives increasingly developing some decision making authority. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් සමහර පාසල් වලට මම සිංහලෙන් පොඩක් මේ ටික කියාගෙන යන්න. අපේ school based management කියන එක ඇත්තටම ඇතුළත් කරේ සමහර පාසල්වල විදුහල්පතිලා හිටියට ඒගොල්ලන්ට හරියටම පාසල මේ කියන්නේ පාසල පාලනය කරගන්න බැරි අවස්ථාවල් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ සෙන්ට්‍රල් ගවර්න්මන්ට් එකෙන් කියන දේවල් පාසල තුල ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීමේ හැකියාවක් නැති වෙනවා. දැන් ඒ වගේ අවස්ථාවලකද මේ පාසල පාලනය කිරීම සඳහා අපි මේ ස්කූල් බේස්ඩ් මැනේජ්මන්ට් කියන එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා. ඒකෙදි පාසලට authority power එකක් දෙනවා. decision making authority එකක් දෙනවා. to individual schools to improve quality and performance. ඒ කියන්නේ පාසලේ අපිට පාසලට වැදගත් වන තීන්දුව තීරණ ගැනීම සහ පාසලේ අභිවෘද්ධිය සඳහා අපි මේ decision making authority එක දෙනවා පාසලට. ඒක තමයි අපි කියන්නේ school based management කියලා. So the provincial ministries is helping to school based management because sometimes the decisions taken by central government is not helping to improve the quality and performance of the some of the schools in Sri Lanka. So that is why school-based management is given to the schools according to their resources and according to their location. Schools can change some of the decisions and can help to get more improved quality of the school, or they can reach to their expected goal within the school. So that is we known as a school-based management. Sometimes, most of the time, the questions are asking what is school-based management and why it is implemented in provinces. The answer is school-based management is initiated because some of the schools they can't actually manage according to the Ministry of Education rules. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් සමහර පාසල් වලට තියෙන භෞතික සහ මානව සම්පත් සහ භෞතික සම්පත් වල ප්‍රමාණය අනුව සමහරක් වෙලාවට සෙන්ට්‍රල් ගවර්න්මන්ට් එකෙන් දෙන එහෙම නැත්නම් Ministry of Education වලින් දෙන තීන්දුව තීරණ පාසලට ගැලපෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට පාසලට ගැලපෙන විදිහට ඒ දෙන තීන්දුව තීරණ සකස් කර ගැනීම සඳහා තමයි මේ ස්කූල් මැනේජ්මන්ට් කියලා එකේ authority power එකක් දෙන්නේ තීන්දුව තීරණ ගැනීම සඳහා. decision making authority එකක් දෙනවා to individual schools to improve quality and performance. Right now, this is the provincial ministries done this school-based management and given the power of the given power to the schools. Right. Next one is management of academic staff. Now we have earlier discussed about for the secondary school managements, there are 5-tier systems, and I have discussed about these 5-tier systems: Ministry of Education, Ministry of Education Services, National Education Commission, provincial ministries, and zonal office. Right. Now, next one, we are talking about management of academic staff. Now there are staff, academic staff as well as non-academic staffs in a schools. So the managing academic staff in a secondary schools is involve these steps, optimizing human resources for quality teaching. Right. For the proper or for the good to get a good quality school work, we need qualified teachers. So the quality of the teaching is very important, and we will have to optimize human resources for getting the quality teaching. ඔප්ටිමයිස් කියලා කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම අපි අවශ්‍ය පාසලට අවශ්‍ය ගුරුවරු ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම තමා they must be qualified for the subject. Then we can get the quality teaching. So when managing the academic staff, we will have to consider about these human resources. And the next one is focusing on recruitment. Sometimes teachers may be transferring to another school. Then what will happen? There will be a vacancy. So for the vacancy, the principal or provincial minister must supply teachers for that vacancy. And so the recruitment should be there, otherwise it will be a big loss for the students. So when managing the academic staff, we'll have to focus on recruitment. And the next one is professional development of the teaching staff or academic staff. So there are some programs annually that is helping for the professional development of the teachers. So this is also very important to consider when talking about quality education. As well as if we want to get a quality education, we must have professional teachers. So the professional development is very important. And the next one is performance evaluation. The performances of each teacher must be evaluated. So for the evaluation purposes, provincial ministries and zonal education offices helping, as well as inside the school also there are some evaluation programs. අපි ඒක ඇත්තටම මම සිංහලික අධීක්ෂණය කියලා කියන්නේ පාසල් තුල අධීක්ෂණයක් සිද්ධ වෙනවා. හැම විෂයකටම හැම ගුරුවරයෙකුටම වාරයකට මම හිතන්නේ 4ක් වාරයකට පාඩම් 4ක් පාසල තුල අධීක්ෂණයට භාජනය වෙනවා. එතකොට මේ අධීක්ෂණය කියන එකත් ඇත්තටම ඊටාම වැදගත් වෙනවා. මේ පාසල තුල අධීක්ෂණයට අමතරව පළාතෙන් provincial සහ zonal level එකිනුත් අධීක්ෂණය සිද්ධ වෙනවා. Because we want to improve the quality teaching in a school. So this is how we manage the academic staff. So we will have to careful about quality teaching. So human resources we must take, as well as when we are taking the human resources, that means when we are taking teachers, we will have to careful about whether the person is qualified for the subject. Then there will be no problem, and we can get a quality teaching. And the recruitments also important. Now I have earlier said that if there is a vacancy, we'll have to fill up it very quickly. And the next one is professional development. Professional development is essential for teachers, and performance of evaluation. Evaluation is done by within the school and provinces and in the zonal level. As well as when managing the academic staff, it is essential to encouraging positive relationships. Positive relationship means within the school, if we want to get the quality education, there must be some positive relationships among the academic staff and the non-academic staff, because the non-academic staff members are helping for the teaching. නේද? දැන් මම සිංහලෙන් කිව්වොත් එහෙම මේ පාසලක් තුල මේ හොඳ සම්බන්ධතාවයක් තියාගන්න ඕනේ අධ්‍යයන කාර්ය මණ්ඩලය සහ අනධ්‍යයන කාර්ය මණ්ඩලය අතර. ඒ වගේම තමයි there must be a good positive relationship with the principal and the other sectional heads and the students also. මේ හැම කෙනෙක්ගෙම මේ විදිහට හොඳ positive relationship එකක් අපිට වැදගත් වෙනවා. මේ විදිහට මේ හොඳ රිලේෂන්ෂිප් එකක් පවත්වාගෙන යෑමෙන් වෙන්නේ පාසල තුල සිදු කරන අධ්‍යාපන කටයුතු පහසුවෙන් කරගන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම තමයි පහසුවට අමතරව මේ කියන්නේ අවශ්‍ය ආකාරයට අර ඕනම පාසලක දැක්මක් තියෙනවා මෙහෙවරක් තියෙනවා ඒ දැක්ම කරා යන්න පහසු වෙනවා. So the encouraging a positive relationship among school principals, sectional heads, teachers, and the with the non-academic staff and the students also very important for to reach their expected goal. That means to get quality education, positive relationship is very important. So we must help to help to make positive relationship within the school. And when we are talking about the next one, that is to get a quality education, strategic allocation. That means අපි උපාය මාර්ගිකව අපි සපයන්න ඕනේ allocation එකක් දෙන්න to boost student outcomes and meet school goals using framework like school-based management. Now, earlier I have described about school-based management. That is strategic allocation කියලා කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම දැන් මෙතෙන්දී උපාය මාර්ගිකව අපි අර school-based management එක පාසල තුල ක්‍රියාත්මක කරනවා. ඒකට හේතුව තමයි සමහරක් වෙලාවට පාසල පිහිටන ප්‍රදේශය ඒ වගේම පාසලේ සිටින දූ දරුවන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට සමහරක් වෙලාවට මේ මිනිස්ට්‍රි ඔෆ් එඩියුකේෂන් වල ගන්න තීරණ පාසලට ගැළපෙන ආකාරයට සකස් කර ගැනීම අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා. එතකොට ස්කූල් බේස්ඩ් මැනේජ්මන්ට් කියලා කියන්නේ පාසලට ගැළපෙන ආකාරයට මිනිස්ට්‍රි ඔෆ් එඩියුකේෂන් වලින් දෙන තීරණ පාසලට ගැළපෙන ආකාරයට සකස් කර ගැනීම සඳහා උදව් වෙන මැනේජ්මන්ට් එකක්. එතකොට එතෙන්දී ස්ට්‍රැටජික් ඇලොකේෂන් කියලා කියන උපාය මාර්ගිකව මේ පාසලට ගැළපෙන විදියට හදා ගන්නවා. Why is that we are doing that? Because we want to boost students' outcomes. So this is our target to boost student outcomes and meet school goals. There is a goal for the school, so we will have to reach or achieve that goals. So we are doing everything to achieve that school goals. So within the school framework. So the school-based management is also very important to get the quality education. School-based management is also helping, and we will have to strategically allocate decisions decisions to achieve the expected goals. And to get the quality education, we will have to focus on strong relationship and teacher engagement. Strong leadership. Strong leadership, we must be, not relationship, sorry. We must have to focus on strong leadership. The leadership must be strong. ඒ කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම පාසලක නම් අර විදුහල්පති කෙනෙක් නම් නිවැරදි තීන්දුව තීරණ ගන්න කාර්යක්ෂම කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. That is the meaning of strong leadership and teacher engagement. Teachers must be work within the school to reach expected goals or to get the quality education, to give the quality education to the students. So these are the steps that we must follow to get quality teaching. Now we'll discuss from again one by one to managing academic staff and the secondary education involves optimizing human resources for the quality teaching and focusing on recruitment, professional development for the teachers and the principals also say, and evaluate teachers as well as the principals also undergo evaluation because we want to give good education to the students and encouraging positive relationships. And next one is school-based management gives the power to the school to manage according to the resources that they have, and focusing on strong leadership. The leadership must be very strong within the school, as well as the teachers must be engaged to the teaching purpose. So this is how we manage academic staff. And next on provincial and zonal administration. So provincial Ministry of Education. Their main function is supervises the schools within its province, because some of the authority power is given to the provincial councils, because there are large number of schools within the province. So the Ministry of Education is unable to manage all the schools, so that the power is given to the provincial ministers and provincial Ministry of Education to supervise the school. And next one, provincial Department of Education manage and supervise schools at the provincial level. These departments also, now there are provincial Minister of Education as well as provincial Department of Education also. So here uh, these two provincial ministers and provincial department of education is supervising schools, as well as sometimes they will do some teachers not yes sometimes they are helping for the teachers particular files and all that things, and sometimes if there are problems in the salary particulars, they will help to get correct decisions according to the problem that they have. So these provincial Ministry of Education and the provincial Department of Education is work together and help for the schools to uh, manage or supervising function. And the zonal education officers are there in each province, sometimes more than one zonal education officers. So there are cluster of 100 to 150 schools for a zone. Some zones are having 100 and some are having 150. So in between that 100 and 150 schools having for a zonal education office. So they will have to supervise, as well as they will have to found every uh, essential things that need for the school. So their responsibility is finding out any resources that need for the schools, as well as they will have to report for the province that how the school is going on and what are the human resources and materials that they need, as well as if there are sufficient teachers are there in the schools. So in this way, various particulars will have to find out from schools and given to the zonal education office, and zonal education office is given to the provincial as well as to the provincial Ministry of Education. So the provincial Ministry of Education know what are the things going on in the zonal offices and schools within that province. දැන් මම මේක පොඩ්ඩක් සිංහලෙන් කිව්වොත් එහෙම ඇත්තටම Provincial Ministry of Education and Provincial Department of Education කියලා ඇත්තටම පළාත තුල දෙකක් තියෙනවා අපි කියන්නේ. එතකොට මේ දෙකේම පාසල් වල සිදුවන පරිපාලනීය අධීක්ෂණය කිරීමක් කරනවා. මේ වගේම තමයි zonal education officers එකකට වඩා වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා ප්‍රොවින්ස් එකක් ඇතුලේ. එතකොට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් සෝනල් එඩියුකේෂන් එකකට පාසල් 100ක් 150ත් අතර ගාණක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට මේ සෝනල් ඔෆිස් එකෙන් ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේටිව් ඩියුටි එකක් කරනවා. ඒ වගේම සුපර්විෂන් කියන එකත් කරනවා. එතකොට දැන් මෙතෙන්දි සෝනල් ඔෆිස් එකෙන් ගන්න තීරණ ඔක්කොම අපිට දෙන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා Provincial Department of Education වලටයි. Provincial Ministry of Education වලට. එතකොට Provincial Ministry of Education වලින් අපිට පුළුවන් පාසල් තුල සියලුම දත්ත ලබා ගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ මේ Provincial Ministry of Education වලින් ලේසි Ministry of Education වලට දෙන්න. ඒකයි මේ අපේ රටේ අධ්‍යාපනය කියන එක අර fully centralized වෙලා නැහැ partially centralized වෙලා තියෙන. මොකද Provincial Ministry of Education වලට අපි authority power එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා මේ zonal education officers හරහා පාසල් වලට අවශ්‍ය මානව සම්පත් භෞතික සම්පත් ලබා දීලා හොඳ අධ්‍යාපනයක් ලබා දීම සඳහා පාසල් සකස් කිරීම. Right, now you know the functions done by the provincial and the zonal administration. Right, now we are coming to management of secondary schools. Management of secondary schools in Sri Lanka is undergoing shift towards school-based management. This is decentralized model that empowers individual schools with more decision-making authority for quality improvement. Right now, I have earlier discussed about this school-based management because the secondary schools in Sri Lanka, they can ඇත්තටම මේ පාසල් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ තියෙන පාසල් පද්ධතිය සමහර පාසල් තියෙනවා 10 පන්තියට විතරක් තියෙන. සමහර පාසල් තියෙනවා 10 11 පන්ති සහ 12 13 පන්ති. ඒව තමයි අපි secondary schools කියලා අපි පිළිගන්නේ. ඒතකොට 6 සිට 13 දක්වා දැන් මේ විදිහට ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ පාසල් තිබ්බට මේ school based management එක ඇත්තටම සමහර පාසල් වලට යොදා ගන්න වෙනවා. ඒකයි අපි කිව්වේ අර Ministry of Education වලින් තියෙන power එක අපි decentralize කරලා තිනවා provincial ministry එකටත් එක්ක. එතකොට school based management එක කියන්නේ decentralized model එකක් that empowers individual schools with more decision authority for the quality improvement. We are doing we are implement this SBM in some schools because we want to get quality education in those schools. So some of the secondary schools in our country is undergoing this school-based management to get a quality improvement in education. Right. Now, now we'll see what is school-based management. I think I have explained this one earlier, but if you want this school-based management note, you can use this one. School-based management is this, where teachers assess students within the school aiming to improve learning quality. Right now, when the school-based management is there in the school, teachers can assist the students. That is also one type of thing that we will have to consider to improve the learning quality. Example, teacher can make assessments and given to students according to the facilities that they have. Now think about if a school is not having science laboratory facilities, so that it's very difficult to conduct some practicals. So teacher can use very simple teacher can demonstrate very simple practicals within the school without having a laboratory facility. That is why the based management is very important. So the teacher can do some assessments regarding the practicals also according to the resources that they have. දැන් අපි සිංහලෙන් මේක කිව්වොත් එහෙම සමහර පාසල් වලට ඇත්තටම විද්‍යාගාර පහසුකම් නැහැ. එහෙම වෙනකොට පාසලට ගැළපෙන ආකාරයට පන්ති කාමරෙදී සමහර පරීක්ෂණ අපිට ළමයින්ට කරලා පෙන්නන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ ස්කූල් බේස්ඩ් මැනේජ්මන්ට් එකේ වැදගත්කම තමයි ඒ වගේ පාසල් වලට මේ පහසුකම් අඩු පාසල් වලට පාසල තුල සිදු කළ යුතු ක්‍රියාදාමයන් ඉතා සරලව පාසලට ගැනවෙන ආකාරයට සකස් කරගන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක. එතකොට මේ ස්කූල් බේස් මැනේජ්මන්ට් කියලා කියන්නේත් ඒකයි. Where teachers assist students within the school aiming to improve learning quality. Teacher can make assessments and given to students to assist the students. And formative feedback. Also, the feedback also can be given because the teacher is making the paper and the feedback can be given and contribute to final certification through challenged by workload and implementation issues. And sometimes the teacher is having a very big load and it's very difficult to implement within the school with the resources that they have. So, but anyway, the teacher can make assessments for the students and the teacher can help the students to do the practical work or any other lesson related thing within the school. The teacher can help the students because he sometimes may have workload and it's very difficult to implement in the school. But anyway, the teacher can adjust the things and gives the required knowledge for the students. This is overseen by NIE and the Department of Education. The school-based management is guiding or supervision is done by NIE and the Department of Education. It is designed to provide continuous feedback, identify learning gaps, and empower teachers, moving beyond traditional exams. So the feedback is given because the teacher is making the paper assessment and the feedback is given by the teacher and I identify if there is a learning gaps. If there is a learning gap, we will have to bridge the gap. That is the correct way of correct way if identify there is a learning gaps and empower the teachers. The teachers also sometimes will have to provide facilities, then they can, if there is a gaps, they can bridge the gaps and moving beyond the traditional exams. But in grade 10, grade 11 exam is a common exams conducted by the Ministry of Education as well as year 13 is also having a common exam, GCE A-level exam. These two exams are conducted by Ministry of Education, but within the school, but the other classes, not grade 11, not grade 13, the other classes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the teachers can make assessments. So that is why the school-based management is very important because teachers can help the students to evaluate as well as teachers can make adjustments to some lessons that the resources that they have. So teachers can do little adjustments and teach their students to reach to the expected goal. So that is why school-based management is very important. Now we'll see what are the functions done by school-based management. Teachers conduct assessments. Now earlier I have explained that teachers can conduct assessments and provide feedback and modify instructions according to the school requirements as well as according to the resources that they have. So the modification can be done and report on students' progress. The assessments can be done by teacher and they can report the students' progress. So this is very important where there are less resources having in schools. And school-based management uses various strategies, including assignments, paper pencil assignments is by doing by paper pencil, that is writing thing, and sometimes assessments can be done as a homework and formative tasks and to measure the skills and understanding. So now earlier we have said that teachers can conduct assessments, so they can given assignments. Sometimes they can give an homework, and sometimes they can give some formative tasks, so that it is important to measure the skills and their understanding power of the students. And school-based management also uh, is that is the Department of Examinations and National Institute of Education is oversees its implementation. Now, now we can do some assessments and we can find out students' progress according to the schools resources that we have. But Department of Education and the National Institute of Education can uh, see the implementation progress without supervising these implementation. The Ministry of Education can't find out whether there are some any drawbacks in the implementation or not. දැන් මම මේක සිංහලෙන් කිව්වොත් එහෙම ඇත්තටම දැන් අපිට ස්කූල් බේස්ඩ් මැනේජ්මන්ට් එක අර පාසලට ගැලපෙන ආකාරයට සකස් කරගන්න පුළුවන් තමයි. නමුත් ඒක Department of Examinations ඒ වගේම තමයි National Institute of Education වලිනුත් මේ අපි පාසල තුල ක්‍රියාත්මක වන ආකාරය සුපර්විෂන් එකකට යටත් වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ අපි මේ එක්සැමිනේෂන්ස් එහෙම ඔක්කොම බලනවා. දැන් මං හිතන්නේ ඒක තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපේ ප්‍රොවින්ෂල් කවුන්සිල්ස් වල අපි කරනවනේ ඇගයීම් කියලා. මේ ඇගයීම් වල ඇගයීම් සැලසුම් අපෙන් අහනවා. එතකොට ඇගයීම් සැලසුම් අපි ලියන්න ඕනේ. ඇගයීම් සැලසුම් ලියලා ඒකට ලකුණු දුන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා බලලා ඒ දේවල් අපි මේ ප්‍රොවින්ෂල් කවුන්සිල් එකට දෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ප්‍රොවින්ෂල් ඩිපාර්ට්මන්ට් එකෙන් ඇත්තටම ඒවා සෝනල් එකෙන් එකතු කරලා ඊට පස්සේ ප්‍රොවින්ෂල් එකට දීලා ප්‍රොවින්ෂල් එකෙන් මිනිස්ට්‍රි එකට යනවා. මිනිස්ට්‍රි එකෙන් ඊට පස්සේ ඩිපාර්ට්මන්ට් ඔෆ් එඩියුකේෂන් වලට සහ නැෂනල් ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් ඔෆ් එඩියුකේෂන් එකට යවනවා මේ ඉම්ප්ලිමන්ටේෂන් ඒ කියන්නේ පාසල තුල ක්‍රියාත්මක වූ ඇගයීම් ක්‍රියාවලිය නිර්වද්‍යද එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒකට තව වැඩි දියුණු කරන්න මොන හරි තවත් ඇතුළත් කරන්න ඕනේද කියලා ඒ දේවල් බලනවා. ඉතින් this SBM is good, but there must be some there must be some supervision under the Ministry of Examination and the National Institute of Education. Teachers' professional development. This is also functions by the SBM. SBM programs are being implemented to better integration and focuses on school-based professional development to address teachers and school needs. Right now, this picture is showing by that school-based professional development program. So there is a person who is talking with the other teachers and sometimes given good ideas for the teachers. That is we known as a school-based professional development program. So the the this is also very important function does by the school-based management. School-based programs are being implemented for better integration and focuses on school-based professional development to address teachers and school needs. They are discussing with the teachers what are the resources that they have and what are the resources that they need, and according to the resources that they have, how they going to teach and what are the other helps need for the school. All these things they can discuss and help for the professional development of the teachers. So one of the school-based management function is doing teachers' professional development. Right. Now we are coming to the management of school office. This involves uh, coordinating resources. Now, in a school office, there are people, there are materials, and the funds are also there, money, to ensure smooth daily operation. So within the school, academic and non-academic staff are there, and there are some materials and the money is also there. So we will have to coordinate resources smoothly for the daily function. අපි පාසල තුළ දිනපතා ක්‍රියාත්මක වන ක්‍රියාපටිපාටියක් තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් මේ ක්‍රියාපටිපාටිය සඳහා මානව සම්පත්, භෞතික සම්පත් සහ මුදල් කියන තුනම අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා. And the next one is for the management of school office, we will have to manage the records. Most of the important reports within the school is about students' data and the staff data. That means attendance of the students and the details of the students, and the staff members also same attendance of the staff members and the details of the staff members. So these things will have to recorded. So the manager records also very important when managing the school office. And handling communications. Handling communications is we will have to keep communication with the parents as well as stakeholders. Stakeholders can පාසලෙන් පාසල ප්‍රයෝජනයක් වන දෙමව්පියන් ඉන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම පාසල සමග කිට්ටු සම්බන්ධතාවයක් පවත්වන දෙමව්පියන් නොවන පිරිසක් ඉන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒගොල්ලන්ට තමයි අපි කියන්නේ ස්ටේක් හෝල්ඩර්ස්ලා කියලා. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ සමහරක් වෙලාවට මේ පේරන්ට්ස්ලා වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. පේරන්ට්ස්ලා නොවෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. So we must have communication with these people also. And maintaining efficient system for planning. Efficient කියලා කියන්නේ කාර්යක්ෂම. එහෙමනම් අපි මේ හදනවානේ ස්කෝලේ ස්කූල් ප්ලෑන් එකකුත් හදනවනේ. එතකොට ඒ අවුරුද්දකට හදනවා ස්කූල් ප්ලෑන් එකක්. ඒ ස්කූල් ප්ලෑන් එක කාර්යක්ෂම ස්කූල් ප්ලෑන් එකක් හදාගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට මැනේජ්මන්ට් of ස්කූල් ඔෆිස් එක ඇතුලේ මේ පාසලේ අර හදන පාසල් අපි කියනවා ඒකට පාසලේ අපි ලිතක් කියලා කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම ඒක යම් කාලවලදී මේ දේවල් කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා අපි ඒ පාසලට ගැලපෙන ආකාරයට ඒක සකස් කරගන්නවා. That is we known as this school plan. school plan කියලා තමයි අපි ඒකට කියන්නේ. And next one is when managing the school office, we will have to controlling administrative tasks like admission, supplies, and finance. Uh, controlling administrative tasks like admissions. අපි ඇත්තටම මේ පාසලට අර සිසුන් බඳවා ගැනීමේදී අපේ තියෙන පරිපාටියක් ඇඩ්මිෂන් පරිපාටියක් ඒක ගැන අපි සැලකිලිමත් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම තමයි පාසලට ලැබෙනවා භෞතික සම්පත් හා මානව සම්පත් මුදලුත් ලැබෙනවා. එතකොට මේවා ගැන අපි හොඳ ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේටිව් එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ස්කූල් ඔෆිස් එකෙන් මෙන්න මේ සියලුම දේවල් සිද්ධ වෙන්න ඕනේ. Now I will explain that one again. Management of school office included coordinating resources, managing records, handling communications, maintaining efficient systems for planning, and controlling administrative tasks like admissions, supplies, and finance. Right. Now we'll see minimum staff needed to the school office. Now, in this picture, before reading the letters, this is a rural school. Now, according to the picture, you can see that it's not very complex one, the rural school, but in the urban school, there are large number of classrooms, so the management is also little bit difficult with compared to this rural school, as well as in international schools. So this picture is shows international school. Right there, you see that there are a lot of facilities. So the staff needed for this and this urban school, the international schools and the urban schools. Sometimes these international schools are in urban areas, and so it will need more school office, more staff for management. Right now, we'll see minimum staff needed to the school office. In Sri Lanka, the minimum school office staff is not a single fixed number, depends heavily on school size. Now I will read again this. In Sri Lanka, the minimum school office staff is not a single fixed number. අපිට දැන් මේක ඇත්තටම සිංහලෙන් කිව්වොත් එහෙම පාසලක අවශ්‍ය වන ස්ටාෆ් එක ඇකඩමික්ස් සහ non academic ස්ටාෆ් එක අපිට කියන්න බෑ යම්කිසි අගයක් අවශ්‍ය වන ප්‍රමාණය. It heavily depends on school size. That means school size means number of students that school is having. So that is depend on the number of students coming to the school. That is we known as a school size. එමනම් අපි දන්නවා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ගමේ පාසලකට එන ළමයි ප්‍රමාණයට වඩා නගරේ පාසලක ඉන්න ළමයි ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි. එතකොට මේ පාසල් දෙකට අවශ්‍ය වන ස්ටාෆ් එක එකිනෙකට වෙනස් වෙනවා. ගමේ පාසලක ගුරුවරු 50ක් හිටියොත් නගර පාසලක ගුරුවරු 200ක් අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා. මොකද ඒකේ තියෙන පන්ති කාමර ප්‍රමාණයත් වැඩි, ඉන්න සිසුන් ගණනත් වැඩි. That is the thing that the minimum staff differ according to the place that the school is located, as well as this depends on type of school, whether government or private, and location of the school. So the minimum staff depends on the school count, as well as depends on the type of school, whether it's a government school or private school, as well as location of the school. That is, I think you have you know these things. So we will have to discuss this one because our syllabus is having this essential things that you must know. Right. Next one. Minimum staff needed. Principal now within a school, the head administrative officer is a principal. Right now, there are some clerks for the finance section as well as for the recording section also. There are clerks and they will now, if the clerks are in the recording section, they will have to record students, they will have to keep student records as well as they will have to keep teachers records as well as they will have to now if the clerks are in the finance sections, they will have to balance, or they will have to handle the handle money. So the clerks are there for helping for the school, and there is a supportive staff. Example, development officers. Now in schools there are developed now these days. There are a lot of development officers who are helping for the school work. So these are we known as a supportive staff to the school. And there are some securities. But in rural schools, sometimes only one security is there, but in urban schools, there are more than one security. So the security person is also needed. With large school needing more specialized role in administration. Examples, sometimes in a private school or in government urban school is having a registrar. Sometimes there is a bursar for handling the money, and human resource department is also there, and the IT department is also there. So according to the school, students number as well as according to the location, this staff number is changing. So now I think you can understand uh, about this. Right now we'll go to the next one, managing of classroom. Now, up to now, we have discussed about how we are managing the school and what are the minimum staff that needed for the school. And now we are coming to the management of the classes. Classroom management involves techniques teachers can use to create an organized, positive, and productive learning environment. So the classroom management is involves now the techniques. Teachers can be used, that is organizing a positive and productive learning environment. This is we want, productive and learning environment. පාසලක ඉතා හොඳ පාසල් පරිසර පන්ති කාමරයක් අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා. ඒ මොකේටද අපිට අපි ගෝල් එකට යන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රොඩක්ටිව් ලර්නින් එන්වයරන්මන්ට් එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ ළමුන්ට ප්‍රයෝජනවත් වෙන. එහෙම නැත්නම් ළමුන්ගේ අවසාන ඉලක්කය කරා යාමට සුදුසු පන්ති කාමරයක් ලබා දෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට තමයි ඉගෙනුම් ඉගැන්වීම් ක්‍රියාවලිය පහසු වෙන්නේ. Now the good classroom can be set by having a clear expectations and establishing a routines and minimize disruptions, foster student engagement, and keeping self-disciplines and ensuring smooth lessons and maximize learning time. So these are helping for the management of good classroom. Now we'll see one by one. Clear expectations. කියන්නේ පැහැදිලි අරමුණක් කරා සිසුන් යොමු කරවීම සඳහා මේ පන්ති කාමරය කියන එක වැදගත් වෙනවා. පැහැදිලි අරමුණ කියන්නේ හොඳ ඉගෙනුම් ඉගැන්වීම් ක්‍රියාවලියක් සිදු කර ගැනීම සඳහා පන්ති කාමරේ වැදගත් වෙනවා. මේ පන්ති කාමරේ environment එක. ඒ වගේම තමා establishing a routines. දැන් තියෙනවා එකින් එකනාට තියෙන මේ කාර්යභාරයක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒ කාර්යභාරය මැනවින් ඉටු කර ගන්න නම් මේ පන්ති කාමරයේ හිතකර වාතාවරණයක් තිබිය යුතුයි. ඒ වගේම minimizing disruptions. Minimizing disruptions කියලා කියන්නේ අර පාසල තුල කඩාකප්පල්කාරී ක්‍රියාවල් සිද්ධ වෙනුනේ දැන් මේ දේවල් අඩු කරගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට හොඳ හිතකර පන්ති කාමරයක කඩාකප්පල්කාරීන් ඉන්නේ නැහැ. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඉන්න බෑ මොකද පාසල් පන්ති කාමර වාතාවරණය හොඳයි. So we will have to minimize disruptions and foster student engagement. සිසුන් ක්‍රියාකාරීව පාසල තුල පාසලේ පන්ති කාමරය තුල ඉගෙනුම් ඉගැන්වීම් ක්‍රියාවලිය නිරත වෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙමනම් අපි කියන එක හොඳ පන්ති කාමරයක් කියලා. And self discipline. හොඳ ඩිසිප්ලින් එකක් තියෙන්න ඕන. හොඳ පැවැත්මක් පන්ති කාමරයේ සිසුන් තුළ දකින්නට තියෙන්න ඕන. And ensuring smooth lessons. Ensuring smooth lessons කියලා කියන්නේ පන්ති කාමරයේ ඉගෙනුම් ඉගැන්වීම් ක්‍රියාවලියේදී පාඩම් ඉතා සරලව ඉගැන්වීම් ක්‍රියාවලියක නිරත වෙනවා නම් සිසුන්ට අවබෝධ කරගන්න ලේසි. එතකොට පන්ති කාමරයේ තියෙන තියෙන අපිට සිසුන් ඉගෙනුම් ඉගැන්වීම් ක්‍රියාවලිය කරා යොමු කරගන්න ලේසි. මොකද ස්මූත් ලෙසන්ස් කියන්නේ පාඩම් සංකීර්ණව කියලා දෙන්නේ නැතුව සරලව ළමයින්ට අවබෝධ කරවීම ඉතාම වැදගත් වෙනවා. That is we known as ensuring smooth lessons and maximize learning time. අපි මේ සිසුන් පාසලේ ගත කරන කාලය තුලදී ඔවුන්ට උපරිම ඉගෙනුම් ඉගැන්වීම් ක්‍රියාවලිය ඉතා හොඳ මට්ටමක පවත්වා ගන්න ඕනේ. So the productive learning environment means by setting these things, clear expectations, establishing routines, minimizing disruptions, foster student engagement, self-discipline, ensuring smooth lessons, and maximizing learning time. Right. Now, this is a diagram that shows classroom management strategies. That means අපි කියන පන්ති කාමරයක් පාලනය කිරීමේදී තියෙනවා යම් යම් උපාය මාර්ග. මේ උපාය මාර්ගවලට තමයි මම මේ රූප සටහන පෙන්නලා තියෙන්නේ. For the good classroom management, we need materials, human materials as well as physical materials. And instructions must be given. පන්ති කාමරයක අපි දන්නවා අපි දීලා තියෙනවා මේ instructions. කොහොමද පන්ති කාමරයේ අපි හිතමු උදාහරණයක් විදියට කුණු තියෙනවා නම් අපි දිනපතා ඒ අතුගාල සුද්ධ කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේ ඉන්ස්ට්‍රක්ෂන්ස් දීලා තියෙනවා. ඉස්කෝලේ පාසල අවසන් වුණාම පුටු નિયમિત පරිදි තියලා යන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට පාසලේ තියෙන රෙජිස්ටර් එක රෙකෝඩ් බුක් එක කොහොමද තියලා යන්න ඕනේ. So these are the instructions that given in the school, and the policies and procedures are also there. And there is a timetable. So according to time, the students must be work and the behavior. But there are some rules for the behavior inside the schools also. So the inside the school, school means within the classroom there must be a behavior. කියන්නේ ළමයින්ට හැම වෙලේම නැගිටලා හැමතැනම දුවන්න බෑ. ළමයින්ට පුටුවක් දීලා තියෙනවා, මේසයක් දීලා තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් ඉගෙනුම් ඉගැන්වීම් ක්‍රියාවලියේ නිරත වෙන වෙලාවේ මේ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන් පිළිවෙලකට පන්ති කාමරයක අසුන් අරගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ. And there is a layout also. The layout also very important when talking about classroom management. Now grade 1 to 5 there is a special layouts that matching for the students, and grade 9 6 to 9 also there are some ways of arranging the classroom. So these things we will have to consider about when talking about the classroom management strategies, materials, instructions, policies and procedures, time, behavior, and layout. So all these are helping for the classroom management to keep the classroom in the proper way. Right. Now I will give some another 7 classroom management tips and I will now discuss. Right, I want to see how many students are participating because we want to check. Right, right. We'll see later. Right, now I will tell 7 classroom management tips. The first one is have a neat, organized classroom with set expectations. So we want to find out, we want to go to our expected goal. So there must be a neat and organized classroom. Have an organized time, well developed lesson plan. So within the time, we will have to complete our task. So there must be a lesson plan for the teacher. So have an organized, timed, and well developed lesson plan. Set the tone right from the beginning. The teacher must be use her or his tone right from the beginning. අපි කියන්නේ අර පන්ති කාමරයට පිවිසෙනකොට ගුරුවරයාගේ තියෙන්න ඕනේ පෞරුෂයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ ඒ වගේම තමා කටහඬ මේකත් උස් පහත් කිරීමේ හැකියාව තුල අපිට පන්ති කාමරය තුල සිසුන් හසුරවා ගන්න ලේසි වෙනස්. And from strong connections with the students to get them to work with you. So this is important. Strong connections with the students. Why is that? To get them to work with the teacher. Right. Next one, gauge your audience or the students in the classroom. දැන් සමහරක් වෙලාවට සමහර ගුරුවරු පන්ති කාමරේ සිසුන්ගේ දිහාව බලන්නේ නැතුව සමහරක් වෙලාවට උගන්වන වෙලාවලුත් තියෙනවා. දැන් ඒ වගේ දේවල් ඇත්තටම මෙතෙන්දී මේ අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ මේ ඔඩියන්ස් එක ගැන අපි සැලකිලිමත් වෙන්න ඕන. ඔඩියන්ස් එක කියලා කියන්නේ ඉදිරියෙන් ඉන්න සිසුන්. දැන් මම ඇත්තටම මගේ ඔඩියන්ස් එක ගැන මම මේ කල්පනා කර හිටියේ ඔන්න පාටිසිපන්ට්ස්ලා දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා. දැන් ඒ වගේ තමයි අපි හැම වෙලෙම ඔඩියන්ස් එක ගැන මේ බලන්නත් ඕනේ. And next one, maintaining proximity and actively engage during the lesson. Maintain proximity and be actively engaged during the lesson. The teacher must be also active as well as the students also must be actively engaged for the uh, learning purpose. And the 7th one is plan for misbehavior and misunderstandings and shortfalls. Sometimes misbehaviors can be seen within the class, so we'll have to get necessary steps to minimize these misbehaviors. As well as there may be some misunderstandings also. So we will have to explain the misunderstandings, then the students can understand the things correctly. So these are the 7 steps then can be used to manage a good classroom. So these are 7 classroom management tips. This is very essential as well as it is good for teachers as well as to students. Class organization. Now, the way you arrange the class is we known as a class organization. To keep the good class, we want to consider about these class organizations also. Right, now we'll see that the person who is known as a Brittany Collins, he says that the classroom organization is not just for the teacher. It is also for your students. Help them find that they need and when they need it. Now, this is saying the class organization is not for teacher, but it is for your students. Students need a good organization of the class. Why is that? Because it helps them find what they need and when they need it. අවශ්‍ය මොනවද ඒ වගේම අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ කොයි වෙලාවෙද කියන එක වැදගත් වෙනවා. So that class organization is mostly important for student. they don't need to waste valuable lesson time, because if the classroom organization is not in the proper way, what will happen? They will waste their valuable lesson time. So it's very important to consider about the class organization. Students also know where and how to put things away, which helps keep the learning space neat and more conducive to learning. So we know that now most of the school students, they know how to put garbage and how to keep their desk, and inside the desk they are not keeping the things which are thrown outside. So in this way, they will now normally now most of the students know how to keep their learning space neat and more conducive to learning. It is helping for the good learning. So this that is why we want to consider about this class organization, because if we want to give a good lesson time, we will have to careful about the class organization. These are help for the students as well as the teachers are preferred to work in these classes. The classes which are having a good organization, the teachers are also like to come and work in these classes. So for the teachers also, it's having a benefit. So now this is about the classroom organization. Right now we'll see some of the diagrams I have given. Now I want some response from of you. Now I want to edit this one. Now I want to give a label, not a label. I want to give a proper section. Now this type of classroom is good for which grades? Now that is the question that I want from you. Now there are how many participants? Right, Ashinsha, can you hear me? Ashinsha, right, you can respond me. Yes, all right. Right. Ashinsha, now now I will show you this. There is a classroom, right? Now I want to give a name. This classroom is appropriate for grade 6 to 9 or grade 1 to 5 or grade 12, 13. Now, which type of students need this type of classroom organization? I think if Ashinsha is difficult to talk, the other now there is another student. You can have a chat with
Oh, madam. Yes, madam.
uh,
It is middle age. Middle age one is
middle
better, I
age.
think.
Yes, I think
Yes.
then we can label this one as a middle age. That means grade 6 to 9
Six,
is
six is good
good. Or then what about
because
grade
the
12 and 13?
13, 13, 13 is
Right.
good for the exam also.
This is yes, the sittings is like exam, no? Right. So this type of
Exam, yes.
classroom is, I think, better for the grade 12 and 13 students, because they can work
Yes,
individually, no? So I will write, I
individual.
can
Yes, yes.
write, yes. So I think 12, 13 is good,
12,
no?
30, yes, is better.
Yes,
It's good.
yes,
Yes.
because students can work independently.
They
Because
prefer to work alone. Yes.
yes, alone, right? So that is why I kept space, because I want to find out answer from you. Right now, there is another classroom organization. We'll see this. So this is better for which students?
It is grade under
It is
under
good
five.
for,
Okay.
yes, grade 1 to 5,
Under
no?
5 years. Yes.
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 So we'll have to label it with that. Right, edit text, right. So here we can,
They also like to peer group.
peer groups, yes. What
Yes.
is special in here? 1 to 5.
Uh,
Why is that?
all are
Now,
facing. All
oh,
all are facing.
yes, facing because they can look at the teacher and what she is saying, they can
Yes.
understand because the
Yes.
teacher is very closer to the students because these are
Students.
small children. No? So
Uh,
sometimes if the teacher is here and talk, then they will not concentrated. But in this way, the
yes.
students also concentrated what is teacher talking and what is explaining. මේ ඉතින් මේ වගේ පන්ති කාමරයක් අර පොඩි ළමයිට තමයි හොඳයි කියන්නේ. ඒකයි මම grade 1 to 5 කියලා
Uh,
ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ මුත්‍රි අරන් දාගත්තේ. මොකද මේගොල්ලන්ට සමහරක් වෙලාවට මේගොල්ලෝ ගොඩක්
one to
වෙලාවට අර
five
ටීචර්
hundred. Yes.
ටීචර් දිහා බලන් ඉන්නවා නේද? ඒකල්ල තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ අවබෝධ කරගන්නේ ගොඩක් දේවල්. ඒ වගේම තමයි සමහරක් වෙලාවට මේ
Yes.
කතා කර කර මේගොල්ලන්
Uh,
වැඩ කරන්න කැමතිනේ. ඉන්ඩිපෙන්ඩන්ට් නෑ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. දැන් තව එක්කෙනෙක් අඳිනවා. දැන් අපි
yes.
හිතමු එකම
Independent
පින්තූරයක්
now. Yes.
දීලා ඔව්. එකම පින්තූරයක් දීලා ඒගොල්ලන්ට පාට දාන්න කිව්වොත් අර
හරයා කරන දේ
එහා
බල
පැත්තේ අන්න හරි. ඔව්.
තව කෙනෙක් කරන දිහා බලාගෙන ඒකම කරනවා
බලාගෙන
නේද?
ඉගෙන ගන්න එක කරනවානේ. එතකොට ඒ වගේ නිසා
Uh,
තමයි
uh,
අපි මෙන්න මේ වගේ පන්ති කාමරයක් දාලා තියෙන grade 1 to 5 කියලා. ඉතින් ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඇත්තටම
yes.
මේ මිඩ් එකේදී මේ කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම සාරි පූර්ණ හොඳ අවබෝධයක් ලබා දෙන හැම පැත්තකින්ම මම හිතන්නේ අවසාන වෙනකොට ඕගොල්ලන් හැම පැත්තකින්ම මැනේජ්මන්ට් එකද ඇඩ්මිනිස්ට්‍රේෂන් එකද කරිකියුලම්ස් ගැනද ඊළඟ හැම පැත්තකින්ම ඕගොල්ලන්ට හොඳ අවබෝධයක්
හොඳ
ලබා දෙන ඕ හේතුව ඕගොල්ලන් ඊට පස්සේ එතනින් එහාට උසස් තැනකට යන නිසා. ඒ ගැන හැම
හොඳ
පැත්තක්ම
කරිකුලම් එකක් තියෙනවනේ ඒකේ.
ඔව් ඔව් තියෙනවා. අනිත් එක ඒක මේ ඕවරෝලි ඕගොල්ලන් ඊට පස්සේ තැනකට ගිහිල්ලා ඕගොල්ලන්ට වැඩ කරන්න හරිම ලේසි. මේ හැම දෙයක්ම දැනගෙන හිටියාම. Right now we'll see go to another. There is another plan in one. So this is actually good for what? Grade. දැන් මෙතන ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් ක්ලාස් එකක් කරන්නේ. Now
grade 6
we'll see there is a මේකක් තියෙනවා. මේ කම්පියුටර් එකකිනුත් පෙන්නනවා. ඒ වගේම
මොඩියුල් එක.
තියෙන මේ බෝඩ් එකෙත් ඇඳලා පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා. මෙතනත් තියෙනවා ඊළඟට මේ මොඩල් එකකිනුත් කරනවා. එතකොට මේ වගේ එකක් ඇත්තටම grade 6 to 9 වගේ හොඳයි කියලා
6
මම නම්
වගේ.
හිතන්නේ. ඔව්.
6 to 9. ඒව තමයි.
ඔව් එහෙම පන්තියකට හොඳයි. මොකද ඒගොල්ලන් අර ගොඩක්ම මෝරලත් නැහැ. ගොඩක්ම ලාබාලත් නැහැ. එතකොට අපි 6 to 9 වගේ තමයි හොඳ කියලා හිතන්නේ නේද? grade 6 to 9
ඔව්.
මේ වගේ classroom
Yeah.
arrangement එකක් හොඳයි කියලා හිතනවා.
Uh,
ඔව්. එහෙමනම් මට අද කියන්න මට attendance ඕනේ. මොකද අපිට ඒක report කරන්න කියලා තියෙනවා දැන්. අද කවුරුද ඉන්නේ කියලා මට කියන්න. Ajit. Who is Ajit? Ashinsha. Ashinsha is also, he is not well these days, but he has come for this class. And Ajit, what is your surname, Ajit? Right. We'll see. Now we have talk about the classroom organization, and I will stop here for a short break, and we'll start at 2:45. Can you hear me, students?
okay, man.
We are again starting
Yes,
at
madam.
2:45. 10 minutes small break.
Okay.
Right, there is
Okay.
activity. No, it will take little time. Right. Now we can have a short break. Right. I think now 2:45 we can start again. Can you hear me, Ashinsha and Ajit? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Ashinsha is writing. Okay, we'll see this. Right, right. We'll start now. Now we have discussed about the classroom organization, and now we are coming to this school admissions in Sri Lanka. This is another new topic, admissions. Right. School admissions in Sri Lanka, especially for grade 1, are managed by Ministry of Education. Right now, we know that for the grade 1 students, we will have to obey what says by the Ministry of Education with specific circulars for each year. Each year, there is a circular for grade 1's admissions involving parents to apply directly to schools using ministry provided forms and procedures. Right now, there are some procedures uh, and there is a special form for grade 1 admission. So that is made by Ministry of Education and it's specific for the each year. Now, sometimes every year there may be a small change. So parents will have to apply directly to the school and this form must be sent to the school directly by parents. That is how grade 1 admissions are doing. And grade 2 to grade 11 admissions uh, is also from Ministry of Education guidelines to direct application to school. Sometimes some students are entering to the schools to grade 2 to grade 11. ඒ කියන්නේ එක වසරට ආවේ නැතත් සමහරක් වෙලාවට දෙකේ පන්තියට එන්න පුළුවන්, තුනේ පන්තියට එන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම 11 පන්තියට එනකම්ම පාසලට සිසුන් ඇතුළත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ඒ සිසුන් ඇතුළත් වීමේදී මේ Ministry of Education guidelines වලට අනුව application එකක් ඉස්කෝලේට දෙන්න වෙනවා. So according to the guidelines, the admissions are processing. So outside the grade 5 scholarship means grade 5 students are having a scholarship examination and after that they can enter to preferred school by having there is a marks limit. So according to the marks limit, they can enter to the school. Principals conducting interviews and verifying details. Principals can conduct interviews for to verify their students' details and according to the principal's interview marks, they can enter to the school. This is how school admissions are done in our country. Grade 5 admissions rely on scholarship examination results. ඒක නම් අපි දන්නව නේද දැන්ට එක වසරට මිනිස්ට්‍රි එකෙන් දෙන අර හැම අවුරුද්දෙම තියුණ සර්කියුලර් එකට අනුව දාලා තියෙන ඇප්ලිකේෂන් එක ඩිරෙක්ට්ලි ස්කූල් එකට යවලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඊළඟට සමහරක් වෙලාවට මේ දෙකේ ඉඳලා 11 වසර වලට ඇඩ්මිෂන් සිද්ධ වෙනවා. හේතුව සමහරක් වෙලාවට ට්‍රාන්ස්ෆර්ස් පේරන්ට්ස්ලා ට්‍රාන්ස්ෆර්ස් වලින් වෙන පළාතකට ගියාම එතෙන්දි ළමයා ඇතුළත් කරන්න වෙනවා. දෙකේ ඉඳලා 11 වසර වෙනකම්. සමහරක් වෙලාවට මේ විදේශගත වෙලා ඉන්නවා දෙමව්පියෝ those who went for higher studies දැන් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට lecturers ලා ඒ වගේම සමහරක් වෙලාවට ඩොක්ටර්ස්ලා මේගොල්ලන් ඒ වගේම එන්ජිනියර්ස්ලා වගේ අය ඒගොල්ලන් හයර් ස්ටඩීස් වලට ගිහයින් පස්සේ ළමයි එහෙට අරන් යනවා ළමයි පොඩි කාලේ ඊට පස්සේ ඒගොල්ලෝ ලංකාවට හයර් ස්ටඩීස් ඉවර වෙලා ලංකාවට එනකොට ළමයා ඉස්කෝලේ යන වයසේ. එතකොට ඒ වෙනකොට ළමයා සමහරක් වෙලාවට 3 පන්තියට 4 පන්තියට 5 පන්තියට ඒ වගේ ඇඩ්මිෂන්ස් කරන්න වෙන වෙලාවල් තියෙනවා. Then at that time also they will have to go through this Ministry of Education guidelines, and they will have to they will have to send application directly to the school. And the grade 5 අපි දන්නවා scholarship examination එකෙන් අපිට කැමති ඉස්කෝලයක් ඉල්ලන්න පුළුවන්. So this is how school admissions are going on. Right. For the grade 1 admissions, now I have given this one because එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට අර චුට්ටක් නිකන් මතක් වෙනවා. Now every year there is a circular, and they will advertise this circular in papers, and sometimes the school also publishing this one, so the students, not students, parents can apply for schools. School admissions for Sri Lankan GCE advanced level. So this is also one that is after grade 1 admission. Sometimes students will have to apply for GCE advanced level. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපි එක වසරට ළමෙක් බාර දුන්නායින් පස්සේ ළමයා 11 පන්තියට යනකම්ම ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. ඉගෙන ඉවිල්ලා O level වලට හොඳ රිසල්ට්ස් හම්බුනාම සමහරක් වෙලාවට ඒගොල්ලෝ කැමති තවත් පාසලකට යන්න. එතකොට then there is another admission. So that is why we have considered the grade 1 school admissions as well as GCE advanced level, A-level admissions. Right, we'll see what is there. School admissions for Sri Lankan GCE advanced level, that means A-level, involve applying for specific streams. That there are subject streams: science, arts, commerce, and vocational stream through the Ministry of Education or Department of Examinations website. Now we can get applications from here, and according to the results that have in the GCE ordinary level examination will affect for admission of the GCE advanced level section. Now there are streams: science stream, art stream, commerce stream, and the vocational stream. Now there are 4 paths that students can select. Typically, after O-level results, with online applications for the main exam usually around July and August, and separate pathways like vocational streams opening up opportunities even for those who did not pass O-levels, requiring direct applications to the school. Now, after O-levels, students can apply for the streams that they like: science, arts, commerce, or vocational. Now, the students who are not qualified, not qualified, no. The qualified students can apply for science, commerce, and vocational also one stream. Now it is open in most of the schools. It's given after passing the O-levels, requiring direct application to the school. That means students will have to apply directly to the school when they want to enter to the GCE advanced level. Right, now there are 4 streams: science, arts, commerce, and vocational stream. And secondary schools examination. Now we have discussed about how to do the admissions, and now we'll see how the exams are going on in the secondary schools. Sri Lanka's secondary school system include two major national exams. Now secondary schools we considered grade 6 to 9, and then grade 10 and 11, and then grade 12 and 13. So when in between grade 6 to grade 13, there are two major exams, that is GCE ordinary level, that is having in the grade 11, and making competition for basic secondary education. And after completing the grade 11, they can go to GCE advanced level. That is the meaning of here. And advanced level, advanced GCE, advanced level, A level, GCE A level, for grade 12 and 13, serving as the university entrance exam, with both overseen by the Department of Education. The Department of Education is conducting examination for the GCE A level, and after that, who are passing and who are getting the required qualifications to enter to the university, they can enter there. So that this advanced level is we known as a university entrance exam. Because students who are getting enough marks, they can go to the university. So the advanced level exam is be known as a university entrance exam. So in the secondary school, examinations are two, O level and the A level. In Sri Lanka, grade 6 to 9 focuses on core subjects with term test. These tests conduct school levels first term and the second term, but last term is by provincial education departments. They give a common timetable for the province. Right now, we have discussed in the earlier one in grade 11 and grade 13 exams, and now there are classes from grade 6 to 9 also. For the when talking about the exams in the grade 6 to 9, we know that the tests are conducted in the school level. That is, in the first term, that school teachers are preparing exam paper, and in the second term also teachers are preparing, and the last term is conducted by provincial education departments. And when the provincial education departments is conducting the exams, then they will give common timetable for the province. මේක අපි ඇත්තටම දන්නවා. මොකද 6 ඉඳලා 9 දක්වා ගත්තහම රජයෙන් විශේෂිත මේ විභාගයක් පවත්වන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට ඒ විභාග ඔක්කොම පවත්වන්නේ පාසල් මට්ටමේ. එතකොට පාසලේ ගුරුවරයා තමයි 6 ඉඳලා 9 දක්වා ශ්‍රේණිවල පළවෙනි වාර විභාගය සහ දෙවනි වාර විභාගය සඳහා ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍ර සකස් කරන්නේ. එතකොට ඒවා පාසල් මට්ටමින් සිද්ධ වෙනවා. එතකොට අවසාන විභාගයේ third term කියන එක provincial education department එකකින් ටීචර්ස්ලා මේ province එකේම ඉන්න හොඳම ටීචර්ස්ලා ටික එකතු කරගෙන ඒගොල්ලන්ගෙන් පැනල් එකක් හදලා ඒ පැනල් එකෙන් ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රය හදනවා. හදලා ඉවරලා මේක, and the province is given a common timetable. ඒ province එක ඇතුළත පාසල් වලට මේ ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රේ ලබා දෙනවා. හැබැයි ඒගොල්ලන්ට common timetable එකක් තියෙනවා. එදා දවසට මුළු province එකේම පාසල් වල ඒ විෂය තියෙන්න ඕනේ. වෙලාවත් දීලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට this is how grade 6 to 9 classes are conducting their examinations. Right. Now, success in the O levels determines eligibility for A level studies or vocational training. Now, after completing the O levels properly, they can enter to the A level studies or sometimes vocational studies. vocational stream. They can go to vocational stream. While A-level results dictate entry to the state universities with exams typically held in different months and languages. Now, we are conducting A-level exams with Sinhala, Tamil, and English. We have three languages. And finally, those who succeeded can go to university. So this is my university. That is, I have selected a few photographs of this University of Peradeniya. මේ ඇත්තටම හරිම ලස්සන යුනිවර්සිටි එකක්. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම මමත් හරිම සතුටු වෙනවා මගේ ජීවිත කාලය තුළ මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට යාමට වරම් ලැබීම ගැන. එතකොට මගේ ෆැකල්ටි එක සයන්ස් ෆැකල්ටි එක. එතකොට මේක හරිම ලස්සන පරිසරයක් තියෙන විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක්. එතකොට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි අර ඉහළින් බලපුවාම මේ ඊටාම ලොකු වපසරියක් තියෙනවා. අනිත් එක තමයි 1947 මේක මේ විදේශිකයන් විසින් සැලසුම් කරලා හදපු විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය නිසා මේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට සියලුම පහසුකම් තියෙනවා. So I am very proud and I am very happy that I am a member of the University of Peradeniya. Right, now we are talking about next one, that is promotions in the Sri Lankan education system. දැන් ඇත්තටම මම ඒ කාලේ නම් අහලා තිබ්බා දැන් අපේ අම්මලාගේ තාත්තලාගේ කාලේ වගේ මේ ඉස්කෝලේ ප්‍රොමෝෂන්ස් තිබ්බා කියලා. එක පන්තියක ඉඳලා පළවෙනි පන්ති අපි හිතමු එක වසරේ ඉතාම දක්ෂ දරුවෙක් නම් එයාව දෙක නැත්තම් තුන්වෙනි පන්තියට දානවායි කියලා. දැන් එතෙන්දී අර ප්‍රොමෝෂන්ස් කියන එක ක්‍රියාත්මක වුණා. බට් මෙතෙන්දී අපි මේ ප්‍රොමෝෂන්ස් කියන එක නම් ඇත්තටම දැන් පාසල් වල නැහැ. ඒ ගැනත් විශේෂයෙන් අපි මතක් කරගන්න ඕන. මොකද ඒ කාලේ තමයි මම ඔහොම අහලා තිබ්බේ මේ ප්‍රොමෝෂන්ස් වලින් පළවෙනි පන්ති ඉඳලා තුන්වෙනි පන්තියට ගියා. ඒකට එයා අර අඩු වයසකින් O level examination එකට එහෙම ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. හැබැයි දැන් නම් මේ විදිහට promotions කියන එකක් නැහැ education system එකේ. The thing is students promotions in Sri Lankan education system primarily occur through age based progression. කියන්නේ grade 1 ඉඳලා grade 13 වෙනකම් වසරින් වසර මේ ළමයි ඊළඟ පන්තියට යනවා. But the key transition point involves major national exams like the GCE ordinary level and GCE advanced level. දැන් මෙතෙන්දී අර key transition එකක් වෙනවයි කියලා කියන්නේ දැන් ළමයි ඇත්තටම අපි ප්‍රොමෝට් කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ GCE ordinary level එකකින් advanced level එකට ප්‍රොමෝට් කරනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් O level වලින් ළමයි නවතිනවා. එතෙන්දී promotion එකක් වෙන්නේ නෑ. So this is we known as a promotion, but the other in other grades normally students are promoting one by one year. අවුරුදු 5ක් ඊළඟ පන්තියට යනවා. That is how promotions have been in our Sri Lankan education system. Right. Now, next one, we are talking about management of secondary school laboratories. දැන් ඇත්තටම මේකේ ඇත්තටම මම මේ කතා කරන්නේ education administration එකේ syllabus එක හැම පැත්තක්ම cover වෙන විදිහට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ ඇත්තටම අපි අර World University of Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Ashish? Right. Okay. Because right. Now මම අර කිව්වේ මේ හැම පැත්තක් ගැනම හොඳ අවබෝධයක් ලබා දෙනවා. එතකොට now we are coming to the management of secondary school laboratories also. දැන් අපි ඇත්තට මෙතෙක් කල් කතා කරේ කොහොමද මේ secondary school එක පාලනය කරන්නේ, කොහොමද staff එක පාලනය කරන්නේ, කොහොමද classroom එක පාලනය කරන්නේ, මොනවද තියෙන exams, එතකොට ළමයි කොහොමද exams වලින් ඊළඟ step එකට යන්නේ, promotions ගැන කතා කරා. ඊළඟට now the very important topic is management of secondary school laboratories, because every secondary school is having a one or more laboratories. Now, especially for advanced, the schools who are having advanced level science stream, they have more than one laboratory. For the chemistry, they have chemistry laboratory, and for the physics, they have physics laboratory, and for the biology, they have biology laboratory. So for the science stream, they have more than one laboratory. So the management of laboratory is also very important. So we'll see science does not mean reading from textbook. Now I will read that sentence again. Science does not mean reading from textbook. Rather than it is about discovery, investigation, and understanding how the world works. Get the practical experience. So we need a laboratory. Now to study about science, we need practical experience. To get the practical experience, we need a science. With good quality laboratory equipment, students have the opportunity to learn through hands-on experience, which will better promote the understanding of concepts learned in the classroom. පන්ති කාමරේ ඉගෙන ගන්න දේවල් අර හොඳට ප්‍රායෝගිකව අත්හදා බැලීම සඳහා ලැබෝරටරි එකක් අපිට වැදගත් වෙනවා. Now, next one is a quality of a laboratory. Some of the main benefits associated with the good quality laboratory is secondary school. Some of the main benefits associated with the good quality laboratory in secondary schools are. Now, these are the qualities having in the good quality laboratory. The first one is the improved understanding of the concepts of physics. So in the physics lab, in the physics laboratory, there must be concepts for understanding the physics. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් සමහරක් වෙලාවට මේ physics labs වල ඔය සමීකරණ ඒ වගේ ඒවා දාලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට මේ අපිට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ lab එකේ ඒ වගේ දේවල්. And increased students' engagement and interest because the lab within the lab, we must expose students to engagement and having their increase and encouragement of practical and observation skills. අපි උනන්දු කරනවා ඒගොල්ලන්ට ප්‍රායෝගිකව අත්හදා බලන්න. අපි නිරීක්ෂණය කරලා ප්‍රායෝගික නිරීක්ෂණය කරලා ඒ තියෙන දැනීමෙන් යමක් අවබෝධ කරගැනීම සඳහා අපි උනන්දු කරවන්න පුළුවන්. Encourage of practical and observation skills. Increased students' performance. ශිෂ්‍ය ක්‍රියාකාරීත්වය වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන් අපිට මේ ප්‍රැක්ටිකල්ස් වලින්. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ප්‍රායෝගික දැනීම, න්‍යායාත්මක දැනුම ලබා දෙනවා පන්ති කාමරය තුල. ඊට පස්සේ ප්‍රායෝගික පරීක්ෂණ සඳහා අපිට ලැබෝරටරි එකක් දාන්න පුළුවන්. Then what will happen? Increase students' performance and they will encourage of practical and encouragement of practical and observation skills. They can improve their observation skills and they can improve their performances. And finally, what will happen? Encouragement of scientific thinking and innovations. අර විද්‍යාත්මකව හිතන්න පුරුදු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම නව ලෝකයට ගැලපෙන දේවල් සකස් කර ගැනීමේ හැකියාවක් ඇති වෙනවා මේ ලැබෝරටරි එක්ස්පෝස් එකකින්. ඒ කියන්නේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා එක්ස්පෝස් කරපුවාම මේ ලැබෝරටරි වර්ක් වලට මේ scientific thinking and innovations කියන දෙක improve වෙනවායි කියලා කියනවා. So this is why we need a secondary laboratory. Right, now I have shown you some laboratory equipments. These are very common equipments for a laboratory. Now I will give a little time to observe these things. Microscope, Bunsen burner, and this is a flask and funnel, thermometer and pH meter, and string rod, petri dish and pipette, test tube, beaker, and this is a graduated cylinder. So these things must be there. for a laboratory. So these are all glassware, beakers, and this is pH paper. Dustbins also must be there because we want to throw some waste, and these are test tubes. So, and chemical bottles are also there. So we'll have to handle these things very properly. Otherwise, sometimes these chemicals really harmful to us. මම ඇත්තටම මේ ඇත්තටම මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ. අපි සමහර වෙලාවට ලැබ්ස් වලට ගිහිල්ලා මට ඇත්තටම ඒක මතක් වුණා. ඇත්තටම මේ කෙමිකල්ස් දකිනකොට සමහරක් වෙලාවට උදේට ඇඳගෙන යන ඇඳුමේ හවස එනකොට සිදුරු පොඩි පොඩි සිදුරු ඇති වෙලා, ඒ කියන්නේ මේ කෙමිකල් සමහරක් වෙලාවට අපේ ඇඟට ඉහෙන වෙලාවල් තියෙනවා. අපි අර ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒ කාලේ නම් ලැබ් කෝට් එක පාවිච්චි කරේ නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒක නිසා මේ අපේ ඇඳුම් වල සමහරක් වෙලාවට හොඳ ඇඳුම් වල පොඩි පොඩි සිදුරු තිබ්බා. මොකද කෙමිකල්ස් චුට්ටක් එහෙමට මෙහෙට වෙනකොට ඒ තැන් පිච්චෙනවා. පිච්චිලේ වෙලා ගොඩක් සිදුරු හැදෙනවා. So ඒවත් ඉතින් පොඩි මතක සටහන් තමයි. Right. And this is the actually a picture diagram of a laboratory, and microscope is the most important thing for the biology laboratory. Then for when considering the lab safety, we must have a complete protection kit. That is, gloves we must wear. Why is that? To protect from contamination, as well as sometimes some chemicals may be accidentally come to the eyes. So to protect eyes, gloves are essential. And goggles also very important for protect from chemical splashes. And lab coat protect skin and clothing from damages. And gloves, shoe gloves, these guards against contamination. And closed toe shoes. Closed shoes, ඒ කියන්නේ අර මේ දිගටම දාන මෙහෙම සපත්තුව වගේ එක. ඒ සපත්තුව what will happen prevents exposure to spills. සමහරක් වෙලා කකුලට එහෙම හැලෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක නිසා අපි දාන්න කියනවා මේ closed toe shoes. මේ ඇඟිලි එහෙම වැහෙන විදිහට සපත්තු දෙකක් දාන්න කියනවා. And face masks, that is we know that this is face mask and prevents inhalation of fumes. So this is actually a complete kit we must wear when we are working in a laboratory. And there are top 10 lab safety rules. First one is the gloves we use to wear properly, and when we are working, we must wear gloves and act responsibility. Now, if there is a burning, we will have to sometimes operate function this one to exhaust the fire. And no eating or drinking. It's prohibited drinking and eating within the laboratory. Know the location of safety equipment. We must know where the first aid box is fixed, and where there is a extinguisher, fire extinguisher. So these things we must know where is located, and properly label the chemicals. The chemicals must be properly labeled and kept in a shelves. And dress properly. We will have to wear the lab coat. And chemical safety rules. There must be some chemical safety rules. Use the fume hood. Now, when we are using the chemicals, sometimes some chemicals, when we open the bottle, the fumes are coming up. So at that time, we will have to open those bottles inside the fume cupboard. So this is known as a fume cupboard. So we enters into the fume cupboard and then we open that and report accidents immediately. Right, if something happens accidentally, we will have to report that one for the lab assistants. There are some lab assistants when we are working in the laboratory, we will have to inform them immediately. And dispose of waste properly. There is a place to remove unwanted things because we are working with chemicals. So we will have to properly dispose those things. So those are the top 10 lab safety rules. And there are more lab safety rules also you must know. Wear safety goggles, right, to prevent your eyes. Wear a lab coat to prevent your body. tie back long hair, right. ඒකත් හරිම වැදගත් වෙනවා. මේ ගොඩාක් කොණ්ඩේ දිගායට කියන කොණ්ඩේ පොඩ්ඩක් නමලා ගැටයක් ගහගන්න කියලා. And do not wear open toe shoes. ඒ කියන්නේ කකුල් දෙක හොඳට වැහෙන්න සපත්තු දාන්න කියනවා. Dispose of waste properly. That is we have discussed earlier. Handle chemicals with care. ඒකත් වැදගත් වෙනවා. බෝතලයක් chemical බෝතලයක් අල්ලනකොට අපි කියන උඩිනුයි යටිනුයි දෙපැත්තෙන්ම අල්ලන්න මේ පතුලට අත තියලා අල්ලන්න ඕනේ. So very carefully we will have to handle the chemical. මොකද බෝතලයක් පෙරළුනොත් එහෙම දන්නේ කොච්චරක් හානියක් සිද්ධ වෙනවද කියලා. No food or drink. Don't taste or sniff chemicals. Wash your hands afterwards. Report all accidents immediately. So these are laboratory rules. Next one is management of laboratories. Laboratory managers are responsible for organizing, coordinating, and managing laboratory or scientific research facilities. Now there is a lab manager and lab assistants also there. So they are responsible for organizing. Organizing means chemical must be kept in the organized way, as well as there is a coordination, how students are coming to the laboratory, how they are working. So we'll have to coordinate with the manager and managing laboratory or scientific research facilities. When we are given facilities for the research facilities, we'll have to coordinate with the manager and the laboratory assistants also. Why is that? Because it's we'll have to use specific rules when we are working within the laboratory. Laboratory managers also called the lab managers. Laboratory directors or laboratory supervisors work in a variety of industries and companies that have their own laboratories or research facilities. Now there are lot of places which are having laboratories. So those are very advanced laboratories. Sometimes there are laboratory managers. So they are called lab managers, as well as there are some laboratory directors also. And laboratory supervisors are also there because these labs are having very expensive chemicals and expensive equipment. So for better safety of these equipments and the chemicals, there are some laboratory directors and laboratory supervisors. We'll see where there are some laboratories. Example, in the companies of pharmaceuticals industry, they have very good quality laboratories with very modern equipments, and companies in the medical technology sector. That these places also having very highly advanced equipments, and there are some lot of facilities in the medical technology sector because they want to find out some ailments and what are they will have to find out remedies for some ailments. Next one, companies of biotechnology. This is also have very good laboratory because this is biotechnology field is a very expensive field because they need more money for managing these biotechnology laboratories, and the chemicals that need for the biotechnology laboratory is also very expensive. Next on, medical research institutes also have laboratories. Hospitals and other medical medical centers have good laboratories. Food and beverage industry. Now in the hospitals, now they are daily, the laboratories are daily working. The other places also same, but in hospitals, day and night, the laboratories are working because they want to test samples of the people, because samples of the people means some the patients. are having have to check. Sometimes they will have to check blood, sometimes they will have to check their urine. So the laboratories in the hospitals are working day and night. And there are food and beverage industry also. They need laboratories to check the quality of the food and beverages. Environmental and sustainability sector. Environmental and sustainability sector also having a ලැබෝරටරිස් එක්සාම්පල් එන්වයිරන්මන්ටල් එකේදී අපි ඇත්තටම අර ජලය අපි හිතමු අපේ පරිසරය ගැන අපිට ජලය සඳහා තියෙනවා ලැබෝරටරිස් මේ ජලය සඳහා තියෙන වල ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි වතුර එහෙම මේ වතුරවල ක්වොලිටි එක එහෙම චෙක් කරගන්න ඕන වෙනවා. තව තියෙනවා මේ මොනවද භූවිද්‍යා හා පතල් කාර්යාංශයට ඒගොල්ලන්ට තියෙනවා මොකද පොළවේ සිදුවෙන යම් යම් වෙනස්කම් ගැන දැනගන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම කාලගුණ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව සඳහාත් තියෙනවා ලැබ්ස්. මොකද ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා යම් යම් දත්ත ගන්න කාලගුණය ගැන අනාවේකේ ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න. And animal health and veterinary medicines also, they have laboratories for treating animals. And there is a laboratory management act also. Right now we'll see next what is this laboratory management act. Right. Laboratory Management Act. A Laboratory Management Act is not a single global law. මේ තනි එකක් නෙවෙයි. කියන්නේ ලංකාවට පමණක් මේක නෙවෙයි, මේක global law එකක්. Act 1 single global law. මේ මුළු ලෝකෙටම බලපාන එකක්. Sri Lanka's Ministry of Health guidelines given for covering safety, quality and accreditation and operations for facilities. Ensuring proper handling of sampling, chemicals, equipments, waste, and staff training with specific laws existing for different sectors like medical or environmental testings. Now, in the laboratories, there are some guidelines how to handle samples, how to handle chemicals, and how to handle equipments, and how to handle waste, and how to do staff trainings for use in the laboratory, and specific laws also there. So this is included in the Laboratory Management Act, and it is global law. Right, now next one is we are talking about principles in laboratory management guidelines. The first principle is when we are managing the laboratory, safety and environment is very important. Adequate space must be there for the laboratory, and lighting, fire safety and proper ventilation must be there. And PPE, the kit must be there, and emergency exit must be there, and specific rules for handling hazardous materials, example biological, chemical, and sometimes radiation. දැන් මෙතෙන්දි මම මේ සිංහලෙන් පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න මේ safety එක සහ environment එක ඉතාම වැදගත් වෙනවා. එතෙන්දී අපිට මේ අවශ්‍ය ප්‍රමාණයට තියෙන්න ඕනේ මේ adequate space එකක් කියන්නේ ලැබෝරටරි එකට යම්කිසි තියෙනවා මේ ප්‍රමාණයක් දිග පළල මේ කියන්නේ ලැබ් එකේ ප්‍රමාණය ඒ කරන වැඩෙත් එක්ක. ඉස්කෝලවල ලැබෝරටරි එක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පොඩි එකක්. නමුත් මෙඩිකල් ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එකක හොස්පිටල් එකක ලැබෝරටරි එක ඇත්තටම මේ විශාල ලැබෝරටරි එකක්. ඒ කරන වැඩත් එක්ක මේ ප්‍රමාණය වෙනස් වෙනවා. and lighting හොඳ විදුලි සැපයුමක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. fire safety එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මේ ගින්දරෙන් ආරක්ෂා වීම සඳහා තියෙන්න ඕන. අර ගිනි නිවන උපකරණ එහෙම සවි කරලා තියෙනවානේ. and proper ventilation එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. හොඳට හුලං එන එකක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඊළඟට අර කිට් එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මේ ළමා මිනිසුන්ට පාවිච්චි කරන්න ලැබ් කෝට් එහෙම PPE කියලා මම ඉස්සලා දුන්නේ ඒවා තියෙන්න ඕනේ. goggles අනම්මන. ඊළඟට and there must be a emergency exit. මොකක් හරි හදිසි කලබලයක් ඇති වුණොත් මේ ඉතා ඉක්මනින් පරීක්ෂණාගාරයේ පිටවීම සඳහා ස්ථානයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. and There must be specific rules for handling hazardous materials. ඒ කියන්නේ සමහරක් වෙලාවට අපිට chemicals තියෙනවා ඒ වගේම සමහර biological materials තියෙනවා ඒවා අපි කොහොමද මේ hazardous materials කියලා කියන්නේ ඒවා අපිට සමහරක් වෙලාවට හානිදායක වෙනවා. උදාහරණයක් විදිහට radiation වගේ එකක්. එතකොට ඒවා කොහොමද handle කරන්නේ කියලා විතර specific guidelines තියෙන්න ඕනේ. So these are for safety and when considering the environment. And next one is quality and competence. Implementing quality system like ISO, මේ වගේ 17,025 ඔන්න ඔහම මේක කියවන්නේ 1.7.2.5 ඉන්නේ වගේ තියෙනවා quality system එකක්. ඒ qualities වලට අනුරූප වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම internal audits plan, do, check and act. Documented procedures තියෙනවා. We will have to obey these things to maintain good quality laboratory. And in the personal one, define role and responsibilities and training and supervision for all staff. And when we are using the laboratory, there must be a guideline for the safety. And when we are maintain the quality, we'll have to undergo these things. And when we will have to careful about the personnel also. මොකද safety environment එක safety වෙන්න ඕනේ එහෙම තියලා බෑ quality එක safety වෙන්න ඕනේ ඒකත් තිබිලා බෑ නමුත් මිනිසුන්ගේ මේ එකක් තියෙන්නත් ඕනේ define a roles now there must be some special roles for people and there must be some responsibilities that is why they have assigned lab director lab supervisor, so the responsibilities are given, and training also must be given to those people. Without a training, we can't appoint a laboratory manager or laboratory supervisor. The required training must be given and supervision for all staff. For all staff. ඒ කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම මේ හැමෝම වගේ මේ සුපර්විෂන් එක ඉන්නුත් යෙදෙන්න ඕනේ. මොකද ලැබ් එකක වැඩ කරන වෙලාවේ ඇත්තටම ඒක අර සුපර්විෂන් කරන එක වැදගත් වෙනවා. So these things must be have for the laboratory management guideline. We'll have to consider about safety, quality and the personnel. Now when doing operations within the laboratory, a clear procedure must be given and the sample must be given. That is sample reception, storage facilities must be there and testing facilities must be there and result reporting facilities must be there. Report result reporting facilities, there are more computers. So, and waste disposal must be there. So the operation, when considering the operation, these things must be considered. Clear procedures for sample reception. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඇත්තටම දැන් sample එකක් කොහෙන්ද ආවේ එයාගේ විස්තර ඔක්කොම තියෙන්න ඕනේ ස්ටෝරේජ් කොහොමද ගබඩා කරන්න කියලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ එතකොට කොහොමද ටෙස්ටිං කරන්න කියලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ රිසල්ට්ස් කොහොමද report කරන්න කියලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ මෙන්න මේ දේවල් ඊටම වැදගත් වෙනවා when considering the operation part and accreditation that means process to achieve recognition from bodies like Sri Lanka. මෙන්න මේ ඒ කියන්නේ medical labs වලින් දැන් අපි යම් කිසි තත්ත්ව සහතිකයක් සහිතව තමයි මේවා මේ පරීක්ෂණාගාර තුල සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ. එතකොට මේක ලංකාවේ අනුමැතියක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ තැනකට යවලා අපිට නිවැරදි report එකක් ගන්න. So these things must be careful about when managing a laboratory. So these are we known as laboratory guidelines. Safety and environment, quality and competence, personnel, operation and accreditation. Right. Now we have talked about the laboratory and what is what are the essential things must be there and how to manage the laboratory properly and what are the guidelines we are using to management of the laboratory. Right. Now we are going to a different topic that is a headmaster of a school. right now again we are going to school culture. And there is a school headmaster for a secondary schools, and we'll see how it is going. Right. And I think I will give you time to read this one. Right, I think I can start it again because I too want to read this one from the beginning. Yes, right. Now, this is actually a description of a headmaster. The very word headmaster inspires mixed emotion of fear and reverence in the timid hearts of school-going children. Right, you all can go through. Right now, this short video is included many special features that headmaster is having now. He's uh, by reading this one. Yeah, you can go through and find out what are the good qualities that headmaster is having. So I think you all can do this one as a activity, right? I will give you this activity by reading this earlier slide, your headmaster. So this is actually one student's writing essay, right? From this one, we can find out many things, very important things that is needed for our next slide activity, right? And after reading this one, you all can think about the situation having in your school. So I will give you this activity and do this activity. Mention drawbacks of the leadership in your school and how you do suggestions to overcome of these problems. So this is my questions, and you all can answer for this question. And the second one is mention and make a decision of weaknesses of the teachers. Teachers also sometimes having lot of weaknesses. So we all can discuss when you were in the school, you have seen lot of drawbacks of your leadership, right? As well as you have noticed that weaknesses of the teachers also. So you all can actually mm, find out what are the drawbacks, and you can suggest, uh, you can do some suggestions to make the things in good way. So this is an activity. I think today we don't have much time to do this activity, as well as now we have very low number of participants. So that is also one type of problem in doing lectures online. And active participation is very important. Now, active participation is actually coming to zero. Don't know why is that. So it will be a problem to me, because when I am need some uh, work from you, or if I give an activity, the result is not coming. Right, we'll see. Next one is headmaster of a school. Headmaster or headmistress in the senior leader and chief administrator of a school. Now we said sometimes if the male leader is there, we said he is a headmaster. If the female leader is there, we said she is a headmistress. So he or she is the chief administrator of a school, and their responsibilities overall operations and staff management, curriculum oversight, academic vision, and students' welfare, and creating a positive, safe learning environment for the students. So these are the responsibilities of the school headmaster. And we'll talk about the duties of the headmaster. Now this is actually a triangle. Now this part is actually having a more length than the top. So there are functions: teaching, planning, organization, and administration, and the supervision. So the headmaster's duty is included more supervision than the teaching. Right, so in this way, now that is why the triangular is shows there. More supervision is the duty of the headmaster. Next one is qualities of a headmaster. When we are going through personal qualities, he must be devoted and dedicated, and just and fair, and he must be open-minded, and must have self-confidence and the courage, and he must be creative and constructive, and he must be identify the work, and he must be painstaking, and he must be objective, and since he must be sincere and punctual and regular, and he must be able to solve problems. So these are the personal qualities that headmaster must have, and the physical qualities is those things. The headmaster is, in order to be a good one, should have a good physics. For this, he should possess the following physical traits with him: attractive and clean appearance. So the appearance must be good. That means appearance must be attractive, as well as he must be a clean person. And natural and good manners, must be have good manners, and he must be have good habits, and he must be active and smart and strong. So these are the qualities that headmaster should have. Right now, we'll see what are the duties of a headmaster. Now, promoting high standards of school life, particularly in the students' progress. When we consider the duties of a headmaster, the first thing is he should promote students' progress, as well as promote high standards of a school. අර පාසල මේ හොඳ තැනක තියාගන්න ඕන. හොඳ තැනක තියාගන්න කියන හොඳ මට්ටමකට ඒ පාසල අනිත් පාසල් අතරින් කැපිපෙන්න ලෙස ඉහළ තලයක තියාගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒ වගේ පාසලකින් අපිට ස්ටුඩන්ට් ප්‍රෝග්‍රස් එකක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකයි ඒ කියන්නේ. And next one is actively support the vision, culture, and the policies of the school. Now every school is having a vision, and every school having a culture. Now in Sri Lankan schools we have special cultures within the schools, and there are some policies also. So we will have to actively support for the vision, culture, and the policies of the school. And next one is motivate the students, teachers, and the other school employees. එතකොට අර දිරිමත් කරන්න ඕනේ පාසලේ ගුරුවරු, ශිෂ්‍යාවන්, ඒ වගේම පාසලේ තියෙනවනේ non academic staff එක, මේ අය දිරිමත් කරන්න ඕනේ පාසල හොඳම මට්ටමක තියාගන්න. And contribute to school culture which is positive, purposeful, and professional. And positive school culture must be there, and it should be a purposeful, and it should be a professional. So those are the duties we can see in a we want to see from a headmaster. But some headmasters, they don't have these type of qualities, so that will be a problem for the students. Right, engage positively. That is also one type of good duty. Engage positively in the school and appraisal process and performance management arrangements. And committed to safeguarding and promoting the welfare of children and young people. Right, for the safeguarding. මේ ආරක්ෂාව සපයන්න ඕනේ පාසලේ ඉන්න තරුණ ළමයින්, පාසලේ ඉන්න ගුරුවරුන්ට සහ දරුවන්ට safe environment එකක් හදන්න ඕන. So these are the duties of a headmaster. And we'll see what are the responsibilities that must be with the headmaster. The primary responsibility is to oversee overall management and operations of the school. So this is the responsibility, overall management and operation of the school, ensuring productive and supportive learning. ඒ වගේ productive supporting මේ කියන්නේ ඉගෙනුම ඉගෙනීම් ක්‍රියාවලියට හොඳින් ආධාරයක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒක ලියලා හොඳ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් පාසලෙන් එළියට දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒකයි අපි කියන්නේ the primary responsibility is to oversee the overall management and operations of the school to ensure a productive and supportive learning. එතකොට මේකෙනුත් මම දීලා තියෙනවා, මේ පෙන්නලා තිනවා විදුහල්පති. එතකොට විදුහල්පතිගේ එක කාරණාවක් තමයි සිංහලෙන් හොඳ පාසල් වාතාවරණයක් සැකසීම. මේ සඳහා අරමුණු තියෙන්න ඕනේ, සාරධර්ම තියෙන්න ඕනේ, උසස් අපේක්ෂණ තියෙන්න ඕනේ, ඒ වගේම චර්යාවක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ, සැලසුම්කරණයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ, ඇගීමක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ, ඒ වගේම පිළිගැනීමක් සහ ගුරු සංවර්ධනයට කැප වෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට නායකත්වයේ සහ තීරණ ගැනීමක් යටතේ අපි කතා කරොත් මේ සඳහා නායකත්වයේ දෙන්න ඕනේ පාසලේ සියලුම දේට. ඒ වගේම පාසලේ අපේක්ෂාවන් ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉගෙනුම් වාතාවරණයක් ඇති කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම ගුරු මණ්ඩලය දිරිගන්වන්න ඕනේ. මම දැන් ඉස්සලා කිව්ව ඩියුටිස් ටිකම තමයි මේ සිංහලෙන් මෙතනින් තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඒ චුට්ටක් බලාගන්න. Next one. Then there are some මේ තව තියෙනවා මේ ගුරුවරු අතර විෂය සම්බන්ධතා ගොඩනැගීම සඳහා ආධාරක ගුරු කමිටු සකස් කරන්න ඕනේ. ප්‍රජා සම්බන්ධතා කාර්යය සඳහා එක ගුරු කමිටුවකුත් තියෙන ගුරු සංවර්ධන කාර්යයන් සඳහා තවත් කමිටුවකුත් සිසුන්ගේ සුබ සාධනය සඳහා තවත් කමිටුවකුත් විනය කමිටුවකුත් පරිපාලන කාර්යයන් සඳහා වෙනත් කමිටුවකුත් හදලා ඉවරලා මේ පාසලේ කළමනාකරණය ඉතා හොඳින් කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. දැන් මෙතෙන්දී පරිපාලන පරිපාලන කාර්යයන් කියලා කියන්නේ මේකට ගුරුවරුන් උදව් කරගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට විදුහල්පතිතුමා තමයි මේවා සකස් කරගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට වාර්තා සහ දත්ත විශ්ලේෂණය, උදාහරණ ලකුණු ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍ර සැකසීම, අයවැය ඉන්වෙන්ටරි, විශේෂිත දත්ත ඉගෙනුම් ක්‍රියාවලියේ ප්‍රතිපෝෂණය සඳහා යොමු කිරීම, සාධන මට්ටම බැලීම, පාසලේ ප්‍රතික්‍රියා ප්‍රවණතා, ඒකක පිරිවැය ගණනය, දත්ත රැස් කිරීම, ගබඩා කිරීම, භාවිතයට ගැනීම, තොරතුරු සංනිවේදනය, වාර්ෂික සැලැස්ම සැකසීම, විශේෂ ව්‍යාපෘති, සමායෝජනය, වැඩපැවරීම, කාලසටහන සකස් කිරීම, ගුරු සිසු රැස්වීම මෙහෙයවීම, පරිපාලන වාර්තා පිළියෙල කිරීම මේ ඔක්කොම පරිපාලන කාර්යයන් විදියට ඒ සඳහා ගුරුවරු එහෙම නැත්නම් පාසලේ පරිපාලන කාර්ය මණ්ඩලය යොදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් ප්‍රින්සිපල් යටතේ තියෙනවානේ වයිස් ප්‍රින්සිපල්ලා ඒගොල්ලෝ මේ පරිපාලන කාර්යයන් සඳහා යොදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම විනය කමිටුවකුත් වෙනමම තියෙන්න ඕනේ. So these are the things must be the responsibilities of headmaster. Right now, we'll see qualities of a teacher. Right now, we have discussed up to now secondary schools functioning and how it is managing and how the laboratory is going on, what are the responsibilities of a headmaster. And now we are coming to talk about the qualities of a teacher. The teachers also have special qualities. Effective teaching, staff process qualities like effective teaching staff possess a qualities like passion, communication, empathy, adaptability, and patience. So these are the qualities must possess by a good teacher. පැෂන් කියලා කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම දරුවන්ට මම මේක එතනින් එහාට අනේ ඔව් කරුණාවෙන් කතා කරන කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. කමියුනිකේෂන් එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ දරුවන් සමග අනිත් ගුරුවරු සමග කියන්නේ අදහසුව මාරු කරගන්න ඕනේ. අනුකම්පා සහගත වෙන්න ඕනේ. ගුරුවරයෙක් වෙච්චාම අනිත් එක ඇඩැප්ටබිලිටි වෙන්න ඕනේ. අවස්ථාවට එහෙම නැත්නම් පාසලේ තත්ත්වයන් වලට සකස් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඊළඟට patience කියන එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. කියන්නේ දරා ගැනීමේ හැකියාවක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒවන් ක්‍රියේටිව් සපෝටිව්. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට මේ පාසලට උදව් කරන විදිය ඒ වගේ වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඊළඟට engaging environments. ඒ පරිසරයට අනුකූලව ජීවත් වෙන කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. මෙන්න මේ වගේ කියන්නේ හොඳ කාර්යක්ෂම ටීචර් කෙනෙක් නම් එයාගේ මෙන්න මේ qualities තියෙන්න ඕනේ. passion, communication, empathy, adaptability, patience, creative, supportive, and engage environments. Where students now, if there is a good quality teachers, where students actively listen and build strong relationships and continuously learn and setting a high expectation while engaging creativity for learners. Now, if the teachers are having a good qualities, then what will happen? Students are actively listen the lessons and build strong relationships with the teachers and continuously learn. ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉගෙනුම් ක්‍රියාවලිය හොඳින් කරගෙන යනවා. And setting a high expectations while encouraging creativity for learners. කියන්නේ high expectation ඉහළ තලවලට යනවා. උනන්දු වෙලා ඉගෙනුම් ඉගෙනීම් ක්‍රියාවලිය කළා. So the qualities of a teacher is more affected for getting high expectation for the students. And see whether you have these type of things to give high expectation for your learners. Next one is teaching staff responsibilities. The teaching staff responsibilities are on given instruction, seek about or find out whether students need welfare facilities and professional development, including planning and delivering lessons. Now, they must get professional development, then it is easy for them to plan their lessons as well as delivering their lessons. So the teachers must get professional development also and assessing the progress of the students. Now, these are the responsibilities of a teacher. And there are some more responsibilities. Managing the classroom is one responsibility, and collaborating with the colleagues, that is also one responsibility. Communicate with parents and adhering to the school policies and active as positive learning environment for students. Make a positive learning environment for all students. So that these are some of the good qualities that a teacher should have. Right. Next one, co-curriculum activities. Now this is also, I think, I have done for curriculum studies lectures also. So co-curriculum activities was included for the secondary schools because most of the secondary schools children are doing co-curriculum activities. Now we'll see what is this. Co-curriculum activities are programs and experiences outside the academic classroom that support classroom learning. The students are learning in the classrooms and they get experience or from outside the classroom. So that is we known as a curriculum activities. Helping with holistic development by applying skills like teamwork, leadership and creativity in practical ways. පන්ති ඉගෙන ගන්න දේවල් අපිට පන්තියෙන් පිට ගිහිල්ලා ඒකේ දැනීම ගන්න පුළුවන්. මේක ඇත්තටම ටීම් වර්ක් එකක් විදිහට සමහරක් වැඩ කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ලීඩර්ෂිප් එකක් විදිහට ගන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ක්‍රියේටිවිටි, එහෙම නැත්නම් ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් එකක් විදිහට අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන්. මේක අපි උදාහරණයක් විදිහට මම දැන් ඊළඟ ස්ලයිඩ් එකේදී පෙන්නනවා මොනවද මේ අපිට කෝ-කරිකියුලම් ඇක්ටිවිටීස් විදිහට කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් කියලා. Now, by doing co-curriculum activities, it is help to get the holistic development and improve our skills. Often these co-curriculum activities are often related to subjects, but sometimes enhancing overall students' growth. It is helpful for the overall students' growth. ඒ කියන්නේ ළමයිගේ දැනුමින් විතරක් නෙමේ ආකල්ප කුසලතා මේ සියල්ලම වැඩි වෙනවා මේ co-curriculum activities වලින්. So co-curriculum activities are very essential for the secondary school children. That is why it was included here. What are the examples for the co-curriculum activities? Maths clubs, maths club and writing clubs, chess club, band, science fair, and school students councils are some of the examples for co-curricular activities here. Students are doing various things, but they can get improve their talents as well as their skills. And here also singing competition, and here's also singing competition and the dancing competition. So these are curricular activities that help for the child development, not only for the learning. They can develop their personality also by doing co-curriculum activities. And disadvantages of the co-curriculum, but the co-curriculum activities are good for the students, but there are some disadvantages also. We'll see what are those. Co-curriculum activities have beneficial as well as disadvantages like leading to academic neglect. සමහර වෙලාවට පාඩම් වැඩ අතපසු කරන්න පුළුවන්. Students take too much time. They can devote more time for the co-curriculum activities. Then what will happen? They don't concern or they do not devote much time for the learning. They can also create financial burdens for the families. Example, some curriculum activities need fees to pay and they need equipments and they need transport. So it will be a huge financial burdens for the parents and reduce family time. Sometimes due to doing co-curricular activities, they don't have much time to spend with the family. Example, after school, co-curricular activities වලට නිරත වුණොත් they have reduced their family time. Then we'll see why co-curriculum activities are important. Co-curriculum activities are important for several reasons. The first one is they can enhance students' academic development and the performance. And they also can help students to build several important life skills in areas such as leadership, organization, confidence, and socialization. මෙන්න මේ කියන දේවල් ළමයා තුළ වර්ධනය කරන්න පුළුවන්. ලීඩර්ෂිප් එක ඕගනයිසේෂන් යමක් කිරීමේ හැකියාව කොන්ෆිඩන්ස් ආත්ම අභිමානය සහ සමාජගත වීමක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. These co-curriculum activities help to academic development. Now this is a problem. We'll see is that co-curriculum activities are helping for the academic development. Co-curricular activities significantly boost academic development by enhancing cognitive skills. The memory power can be increased, focusing power, problem-solving power can be increased. So it is helpful for the academic development. Skills like type management, discipline, and leadership. This is also very important for the academic development. Improving mental well-being. For the stress relief, අපි දැන් ඇත්තටම පාඩම් කළා මහන්සි නම් අපි එළියට ගිහලා මොකක් හරි ක්‍රීඩාවක නිරත වෙනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් මොකක් හරි නිරීක්ෂණයක නිරත. Then we will relieve for the stress and make confidence and well-being as well as applying classroom learning and to the real world situations by doing co-curricular activities. අපි හිතමු දැන් පාසලක ඉගෙන ගන්න පාඩමට අදාළ අපි හිතමු දැන් පොකුණක් ගැන ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. මේක පොකුණකට ළඟට ගිහිල්ලා අධ්‍යයනය කරපුවාම he can get a real world experiences also. And the next one is co-curriculum activities are helpful for the leading a better overall academic performance and holistic growth. ඒ කියන්නේ සම්පූර්ණ වශයෙන් හොඳ වර්ධනයක් කායික මානසික වර්ධනයක් ලබා ගන්න උදව් වෙනවා මේ co-curricular activities. Now normally grow from grade 6 to 9 they are attending for co-curricular activities. So that is why in the secondary school topic we have included co-curricular activities. Right, now we'll see the next one. If you have any questions, you can ask from me. Do you have any questions, Ashinsha? Ashinsha, today you are not well, so that is why you are responding with the chat. No questions, right? Okay, right. Now I will stop here. And thank you very much for y'all. And next day, I think I need more attendance and active participation.
Okay.
Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you for the coming. And Ajit also.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the coming. And I need next day active participation of you. Then it will help for you to clear up your problems that you have and go through properly for this Education Administration. And just a minute, I want to mention you that next week you have CAT examination. Ajit and Ashinsha, can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Then I mentioned that in your groups that next week you have CAT examination, and mid-semester examination paper is also, I think, uploaded next week. So get ready for the CAT examination at 3:30, and 3:30 to 4 you have CAT examination, and from 1 to 3:30 you have your academic session lectures.
Okay.
Okay, right. Thank you.